Whoa. Hold up. There we go.
Ooh,
All
that
right,
was
now
like
it's fixed.
that was a
I,
good
I had hit the wrong
that sounded
button.
like an SP404 effect.
Sounded
Was
like a
like
what?
the SP404 is
Oh,
the
the
it's the Roland sampler that these whole people play shows with that shit.
oh
Like
yeah, yeah,
the
okay.
fucking you ever listen to Sam I Am? He fucks with that. That's all his shit. He
No.
does the whole thing off an SP404. It's badass.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
Yeah,
Anyways,
very very distinct sound.
now that I have actually unmuted the stream, now we can begin. So don't even worry about anything we
Yeah,
said
and we're
before. That was all just that was actually being censored. We were saying very bad things, obviously. So they just
oh
cut the whole feed.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh, we're muted through the whole SP404 conversation.
no, up until that, basically, yeah.
Oh, okay. I see. I see.
Yeah.
I see.
I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, let me
Yeah,
unmute
Kyle
this."
and I are having our music producer moment. If you guys
Yeah.
didn't know, we both have fairly extensive backgrounds in producing
Well, you
hip
more
hop
than
and
me.
other music.
I'm assuming you more than me because you actually know the names of all this stuff. All I know was like I had a mic, I plugged it in, and I just did stuff.
Well, you did the rapping side of it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like that's fucking big ups to that. I hate putting my voice on recordings unless
Oh
I'm
yeah.
screaming into the void about politics. But yeah, you won't catch me dead singing or rapping. That's not my jam.
Yeah, it was fun. So shit, what do we got today? Let's start off with some New Hampshire stuff. Let's go. What do we got?
Please. Oh,
So,
this is always good.
yep.
This is I'm 10 toes down sat for this fucking shit right here.
Yeah, so just an update on one of the previous stories, I guess. Just yeah, motorcycle week just wrapped up. Let's see how that went.
Laconia, both local
Oh,
leaders and the
uh,
people who. Today is the last day of Motorcycle Week, the 103rd for Laconia. Both local leaders and the people who visit say this has become a different event entirely over time. And it's not just about attendance, it's also what some riders do on the roads that's making it unsafe.
I just gotta pause right there just to say, like, it's always been unsafe. There's always people peeling out, and it's fucking Laconia Bike Week, dude.
Yup.
Like,
Yeah, they're messing around. But I did hear that it was like poorly attended this time around. They're talking about a
yeah,
drop in
yeah.
attendance, dude.
Well, a big thing was that they had a lot of tourists come from Canada, and nobody wants to come to the
Oh,
U.S.
yeah.
right now. So yeah, like that makes total sense.
Make America great. America great, dude. You gotta
Yeah,
it's fucking MAGA. This
it's
is
like make America uninhabitable for people that want to just like come out for a vacation or something because like of our insane like border stuff. People don't want to get like thrown into a fucking prison camp because they're here on vacation, you know?
yeah. Well, I bet the fucking the Tuttles from American Chopper were nice and excited that their beloved bike week got fucking pwned.
Yeah.
That's a great show though.
Yeah, I like vaguely remember that. I know it was always on like everywhere all the time, like in the background.
Oh, dude, I was watching that
It
shit
was
when it
like
started airing.
it was
It's
like Pawn
hilarious. I watch
Stars.
it just to watch those two fight. It's so funny, dude. They're just like a fucking man tantrums all day
Oh
long.
yeah.
I
Oh, the
love
memes were
that
great.
content, dude. I'm we're ripping through Deadliest Catch right now, and it's
Oh hell yeah.
just fucking gold, dude. Fucking gold. Anyway, sorry, I'm derailing. Let's watch this clip.
Ray Dar has a personal connection to Motorcycle Week.
This bike here, I won in a raffle right here on the pier in Weirs Beach. Back in 1998, I
That's a fucking sick name, I just gotta say.
bought a $100
Radar.
raffle ticket. I was standing there when they pulled the ticket. I won the Harley.
Ray's part of a shrinking group of returning visitors. Organizers say fewer Canadian tourists and high gas prices shrank attendance by up to a quarter this year.
Some of the businesses in the Lakes region live or die by Motorcycle Week. So if they don't make it motorcycle week, they might not make it.
Oh, this is the mayor. This is the guy that was like, hey, well, you gotta let the people walk around on the sidewalks with their drinks, because, you know, maybe they might be willing to spend more. It's good stuff. That's good stuff. That's a paraphrase, but we can go back and insert it.
Gotta
right
love that
here.
capitalist brain, dude. That's fucking awesome shit, dude. Like,
Yeah.
The rest of the year, which is very concerning.
The changes go beyond just economic factors. For an event of this size and scale, safety at Motorcycle Week is always an all.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy that they like are showing the empty lot versus going down a little bit where the people are. They're just like, look how empty it is. It's like, what? Like, all right.
that's what we call an editorial decision right there.
Yeah.
Because they're talking about the drop in attendance, so they probably got the directive, hey, make sure when you set up that aerial shot, you do it in the least populated zone
Yes.
of the strip, so that you can provide a really substantive visual to demonstrate to the public, because Americans are not really capable of reading or listening anymore. So you gotta do it all as little picture books for them. This is where we are at.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that makes sense. That checks.
Hands on deck effort. Police say they saw more burnouts this year as track marks cover local roads.
While these might be entertaining for some, it certainly presents a lot of risks and dangers to bystanders if those motorcycles were to go out of control.
They also recorded dozens of crashes, several sending riders to the hospital.
Unfortunately, the last couple of years we've had some significant accidents. Still, the percentages compared to the number of attendees is minimal.
Even if motorcycle...
They just cut him off. Bad editing. Did you hear that? They just literally cut him off in the middle of a sentence. But also, I didn't hear any fatalities, no deaths. That's
your checks, like
that's good.
Yeah, you gotta when you're doing the edit, you gotta do a review of the edit before you publish, because if they cut him off, that's fine. But what happened with they forgot to fucking put the little fade out on the fucking audio right there. They didn't let him trail off. It's just a hard cut. It's really like, ooh. I'm surprised the producers let that through.
Yeah, that's oof.
Still, the percentages compared to the number of attendees is minimal.
Even if...
But I want to hear the rest of that sentence. The percentages compared to the number of attendees are what? Like, that's actually good information to get. Like, whoops.
Yeah.
Motorcycle Week has changed over the years for Ray. Staying safe hasn't.
It never hurts to slow down. Take your time.
Yes. Good job, Ray.
This is one of those moments where I'm really wishing that you had the Mortal Kombat whoopsie on the soundboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's the drop for that right there. That's the sound drop that we need on that one. I don't know if you played Mortal Kombat when you were younger, but that was my absolute fucking jam.
I never stopped.
Mortal Kombat was the fighting game.
I still play Trilogy. That shit's so good.
Dude, Trilogy is such a banger.
So good. I have N64.
Like
I have it on there. That's fun as fuck.
Yeah, dude. The 64 cut was lit. You had to use the D-pad though.
Yeah.
You couldn't use. You had to like the joystick sucks for that game. Like you gotta have the D-pad. That's crucial shit. And you get the blisters from it.
Yeah, the N64 controller was brutal.
Dude, that was probably the most unhinged controller that was ever released in time.
Yeah.
Aside from maybe
for
the
all you
Dreamcast
three-handed
controller,
people
that one was
out
a
there.
little bit cooked too.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Sega though. Sega was the best, man. Dude, the Sega Genesis is like fucking. The sound of the Sega Genesis was brilliant. So gritty.
For real, it was definitely like some of this music they had in there was super sick, like almost metally sounding because of the constraints of the audio and stuff.
Yeah, well, it was like the circuits they used. It had like a notably grittier sound than the NES and the SNES.
Yeah,
you know what
sure.
I mean? Like it was Like the Nintendos had this nice sort of like squishy, like
Yeah.
fuzzy sound.
They
to
were
them.
like
and,
higher
yeah,
fidelity and had more
the Genesis was
options,
just like
but
raw. Like it
yeah,
was
for
so,
it was yeah, it was so
it's
good.
like the sickest fucking console, dude.
You know what? I kind of want to hear a side by side. God damn it.
Are we gonna derail ourselves and do
We
a
gotta do
side by
one.
side comparison
gotta do
of,
one.
of
That's
the
good.
the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis? Because I am so here for it, dude.
No.
You got to use like a game that was released on both consoles. You know what I mean? You gotta use something that was cross platforming,
Right.
which was probably rarer than you'd think at that time.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, here we go. All right, so there's a Super Nintendo
Yep.
main title.
Come on.
Yeah, it's just got that extra fucking
It's
punch.
crispy.
It's got that fucking
Yeah, it's nice
extra
and fucking
bah!
crispy and rugged. Like yeah, dude, the Genesis was it, dude. You missed me with it. And the original version of the Genesis that they put out had a fucking auxiliary input on it. You could plug in headphones directly into the system.
Oh yeah.
So it made it super easy to fucking sample off the games themselves, which is
oh
just
my
so
god,
lit. And
yeah,
if
you're
like,
right. That's sick.
a buddy of mine had like he had a whole thing that would let him like go through and play the soundtrack, so you could fucking deliberately like gank music off certain games if you were able to get one of those like the like modded Genesis cartridges that would let you put like an SD card in it, so you could fucking sorry.
Yeah, that's so
again,
sick.
I'm doing producer derailing. Fuck, like I'm sorry. I've remixed like multiple Genesis tracks over the years. They're so good.
We're gonna have to combine forces. Send me one over right now. Not right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Later, but you know.
Not this time. We're talking about politics. I gotta fucking lock
Anyways. So looks
Ugh.
like Kelly Ayotte vetoes bathroom bill passed by New Hampshire legislature. Interesting.
See what they say.
Governor Kelly Ayotte has vetoed one of the so-called
Broken video.
Governor Kelly Ayotte has vetoed one of the so-called bathroom bills passed by the legislature this session. Senate Bill 552 would require certain facilities to be separated by biological sex. The Republican governor has vetoed previous versions of that bill twice before. In a statement, Ayotte says that she has asked the legislature for a more, quote, narrow version of the bill that she says would better protect people's rights and privacy.
Like, what does that even mean? First of all, like, what does this sound like? Like, oh, make sure the certain people have separate bathrooms. All right, let's have them have separate water fountains as well. Can we have them have separate schools, separate like you know like? Just gonna keep doing. We're gonna go down that road. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, well, and like here's so the fucking context on like because that's real general, right? Because they don't want to talk about like the bigger stuff.
Right.
They don't want to talk about like the inner workings of why that is. But and I'll send this over to you in case you want to fucking put it on the screen. Send it in the chat. But let's see here.
As well, they said the
over.
so-called bathroom bills, like they are about that. What do you, huh?
Right. And so now the reason why you gotta, dude, for anybody, please fucking pay attention to your ops. Read I get that this is like a lefty channel and whatnot, but like if you are not like look like on national stuff, like you need to watch Fox News, dude. Like if you don't if you're not consuming Fox News, then like you have no idea what your ops are saying, so you have no idea how to combat it. If you want to talk about in the state of New Hampshire, you need to pay attention to the fucking New Hampshire Journal. I get it's a dish rag. I get it's frustrating. I get that Michael Graham is just an insane fucking human being that's like was like literally too fucking racist and gnarly for actual conservative media. Um, but if you scroll down to the bottom of that, very bottom. So that right there, don't put that in the memo. So for anybody that wants to see this, is that stuff people said we weren't supposed to tell you about. Quote, the critical mistake for the bathroom bill was that it didn't identify as Group 2 benefits, a source or a legislative source on Governor Kelly Ayotte's veto. So that comes from sort of inside the bubble. That's like a sort of deep background quote. But this is for them, that's clerical shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not that she doesn't support the bill, it's that she doesn't support the way it was handed to her. She wants to she'd be happy to deal with it if the context was different or the language was different, whatever. Right. So that's, you know, just keep that shit in your mind. You know what I mean? Like that there's always something going on in the background. And like, dude, like us lefties, we're never gonna get this kind of info, right? Like, so sometimes they actually do genuinely good reporting. They think they're like flexing, but really it's like, oh shit, you're telling us the horrible things you're planning on doing. Thanks for thanks for going public with that.
Right.
Like I appreciate them for that. So this is why you pay attention to your ops, because you might actually
you never know
get a
what
little
kind of
peek
leaks are going to
inside
come from the other side, you know.
Right.
Or even
exactly.
just stuff
So,
that's out in the open, because there's like channels out there that have like the same amount of like subs as like this channel that, like, you know what I mean, that you can just go on there and find out like them interviewing the like GOP candidates and stuff. So
right, exactly. And
they'll
you
say
gotta
different
clue
stuff.
into that. Like there's a lot of like buried up like dude, the fucking libertarians, the free state adjacent people, they love their podcasts. And I tell you guys, there is such a wealth of
Oh yeah.
insanity in there. I would know. I've been working on stuff related to that for months. And the amount of things that they just like say right out in the open is like, dude, you don't need to tell people like what they're about. Let them speak for themselves. Show the clips. Like, dude, you could get a super cut of all the fucking insane things that libertarians in the state have said on, like, Jeremy Coffin,
Yeah,
especially.
seriously.
Dude, holy shit, that guy is fucking unhinged. But like,
Especially if you
they
include the
own
tweets.
themselves. Yeah, like they legitimately cook themselves all the fucking time, and it's just like it is 100% worth like digging in on that. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to do it
For
because
sure.
it's just yeah, it's crucial. Media literacy. You have to be able to not like don't be so emotional or conversely stupid, or maybe both. To
Right.
believe what's in there, you have to like look at it with a critical eye. But yeah.
Yep. Which, like, this next story is kind of partially about that.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
embedded into this story as well. But New Hampshire Senate contenders jockey over minerals is the title of this article. And basically, to just go over that, this is because there was a large lithium deposit found in the Appalachians, which stretch over New Hampshire. So there's that, I believe.
Yep.
But yeah, if you got to pay attention to the way that they write about this stuff as well, which kind of ties into the media literacy thing. So, hold on. A global minerals race that's pitting U.S. against China is also fueling tense debate in a highly competitive congressional campaign that could determine who controls the Senate next year. New Hampshire Republican John E. Sununu is running to return to the Senate and is accusing Democratic opponent Rep. Chris Pappas of empowering China by voting against legislation that lifted mining limits near a Minnesota wilderness area. So, already first, these two sentences say a lot about the writer of this, I'd say.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
So
Um,
you can
I
tell.
mean, Politico is definitely like the Politico has a like a right tilt to it for sure. That's and that's like documented. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just just shit to keep in mind. So they I know that they like to appear sort of nonpartisan, but they're not. They definitely like lean corporatist and
Right.
therefore sort of
Like they're all
inherently
about
right
this
wing, even if
U.S. versus China stuff.
right.
The
It's
and
the
all,
xenophobic thing.
yeah, as well, like Democratic opponent of John E. Sununu. Like there has not been a primary yet. Like that's not over with. So
Right. Yeah, exactly. That hasn't been decided yet. So utter erasure of Karishma Manzoor, whose campaign is gaining serious steam so far as I can tell, or at least that's the optics that I seem to be observing from the outside. Um I mean, we'll see how it goes, but I really, and I mean, look, like Politico, I'm sure there's that I'm not surprised that that's why they're doing what they're doing, but I always get disappointed when, you know, when WMUR or NHPR will basically talk about the races as if they're sort of foregone conclusions. It's like, hey guys, the
right,
primary's not over yet. You know what I mean? And when
yeah,
you start talking about what like the general election before the primary has concluded, it's like, well, then that you're sending messages to people that are going to like even informed voters, relatively informed voters, people that like consume news will like they'll trust that they'll sort of like internalize the concept that like, oh well, Chris Pappas already has it in the bag,
right.
so like why, so I'm just gonna vote for him because that's, it's like they're already in general election mindset. And
Mm,
maybe next year they're starting next cycle around, they push the primary season back in New Hampshire to June, I think was the month that they changed it, and that was, and maybe that helps a little bit. I think, it might hurt in other ways too. I think there's pros and cons to it. That's my general attitude. But to get back
yeah,
to um the actual writing here,
yeah.
to
So
assert that Chris Pappas is pro China is like unhinged, and I love, I absolutely love like dude, that guy ain't fucking left wing. Like, what are you talking about?
yeah.
Like, Chris Pappas being left wing is silly shit. They just assume because he's gay that he's a
Oh
leftist, and
yeah,
it's like, no,
exactly.
you can be like a centrist corporate shill douchebag and still be gay when they're not
Like
mutually
prime
exclusive
example,
things.
Pete Buttigieg,
Um,
dude. Like what the fuck, man?
Right. Yeah, fucking McKinsey operator. Like, dude, like I don't give a
Like come
shit
on,
how fucking well spoken the guy is. He stands for terrible things.
right?
You know,
Like
like whatever. Like, um, so it's yeah, you know, eh, as far as th- as far as like this goes, I think, like for anybody that leans like is like a center Democrat, or anybody like literally any Republican, anybody that has even like the slightest right wing tilt to them, like they're in full tilt panic fucking mode over the election results from New York City
yeah,
2 nights ago. That's just real shit. Like
yeah.
they're mad panicked. They're like, oh, the communists are coming, and it's like, no, dude. There's just some candidates that are like, yeah, like fuck ICE and join your union. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like it's, like um really just basic like worker protection stuff. But somehow that's big scary communism.
Oh yeah.
Um, like
That's so
as if
scary.
Zoran Mamdani isn't
Yeah.
like actively legislating in New York City as a social democrat. You know what I mean? Like he's
Oh yeah. They
like
keep
if you
trying
were
to
to look at
manufacture
Zoran,
controversy, and it's ridiculous, and it's not working at all. And just any
right?
all
Like
these right wing outlets, their comments are just stacked full of people being like, "Dude, you have no idea what you're talking about." It's like,
right. And And I would say that, like, dude, I mean, like, I'm sure there are a lot of people in DSA that would say that, like, Zoran is actually more representative of, like, the right wing of DSA, if that makes any fucking sense to anybody.
Yeah.
That's just, and I'm just saying that based off analysis, you know what I mean? Like, my personal opinion is that I think he's very, very shrewd. Um,
Oh
so,
yeah.
like, you know,
Like he'll make
you'd
deals
probably
and
have, like, ultras in
to
the DSA that are like, "Oh, like, you gotta swing for Chiose unseating Hakeem Jeffries," and, like, I think Zoran's a lot more calculated than that, and he's like,
for
"No, we
sure.
need to, we need to build the momentum first." So for him, it's like, "Let's target these, like, slightly easier seats to go for." You
Right.
know what I
Well,
mean?
I
And I
think
think,
like what he's focusing on like the most is accomplishing the agenda that he set out to do, and he knows that
right.
there's a time to be like, to do political activism within the system, and there's like a time to, like, if you want to get any of your shit done, you have to work with the people that are already in the establishment, because now they have to work with you because you're the fucking mayor, you know.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, and it's also about taking calculated risks, right? Like,
Right.
so Claire Valdez was like, that was like a pretty easy grab. You know what I mean? The one that was fucking impressive was Daria Lisa Avila Chevalier, and her unseating Espaillat, who was the fucking the chair of the Hispanic caucus. You know what I mean? Like, that was
Yeah.
fucking impressive. And, like, that guy's not progressive, dude. Like, he's like, he's definitely not progressive. I saw somebody talking about how he, like, there was I saw a comment somewhere, somebody was like, "Oh yeah, I, like, lived in the same building as him, underneath him, and he, like, built a hot tub in his apartment, and it leaked into
Oh
my
my
fucking apartment."
god.
I was just like, "Dude, what the fuck?"
Man of the people.
Yeah, right? So, and, you know, that's not to, like, bag on him too much, you know, it's like, look, like, I recognize that he was the first former undocumented immigrant who became a sitting US congressperson, like, great, cool, like, that's also identity politics shit,
Yeah.
and, and that doesn't, like,
Like, that's a
that
personal
doesn't
thing. Good for
necessarily
you in that way, but like,
right, like, it's like, okay, cool, like, optics, like, it's not fucking 2004 anymore, you know what I
right.
mean? Like, you know, we're not, this isn't, the culture war is dead, in my opinion. Um, like, anytime you try to do that stuff, it spins out,
Right.
and, like, because the economics are so fucking bad that, like, that's really all anybody has, like, the mental space to deal with anymore. Is like, they're just like, dude, I'm gonna lose my fucking home. I can't feed myself. Like, you know, but this
Right.
like, there's more important things
And that's like, and
than
that's
worrying about,
definitely
like,
not to say that you
your
can't,
weird identity problems.
right. That's like, and just to be clear, that's not us saying like, oh, we don't care about like rights of people or anything. Like, obviously that's a completely
100%.
separate thing. Like, that's not a culture war issue. That's a human rights issue.
Yeah, 120%.
And
Like,
because I don't
look,
want
like,
people,
I say this shit all the time. Like, you
misinterpret.
gotta, you right. It's like, yeah, it's because it's tough because we're two fucking white guys sitting in New Hampshire talking about
Yeah.
this, right? Like, so
Like,
immediately
yeah,
everybody's
get
gonna
out
be
of
like,
here
oh, like,
with your
racist dirtbag
identity
leftists, and, like,
politics.
yeah,
It's like, no, we're not
John
talking
Fetterman
about
comes
like,
screaming to this,
we're
busts
not
through the
talking
wall
about
like
people
fucking
getting
Kool-Aid Man.
discriminated. We're not talking about that. Like, whoa, let's talk, buddy.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, look, like, and realistically, like, the only, if you were to look at the DSA slate of candidates that they ran, there was like only one fucking white guy that they were putting up. Like, and I support that 100% because, like, if you genuinely want to build coalition, you have to take, like, the when I was a kid, there was a whole effort to be like, oh, well, you know, we don't see color. You know what I mean? And that's not to
Right.
say that, like, you deny the injustices that have been carried out against people who have a different skin color than you. It's that you don't make any judgments on them based off of what you see.
Right.
And that
that's like,
we're all human
yeah.
beings. The idea was to create, like, a sense of equality between people in terms of just, like, their existence,
Yep.
right? And that makes it easier to be able to identify wrongs that were committed to certain groups because your baseline is that we're all fucking human beings together. And it's like, oh shit, you guys got really screwed over, and you're my homies, so we're gonna go to bat for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that was the point of saying I don't see color, not like, this doesn't exist, so like that means systemic racism doesn't
It's
exist.
not
It's
that
like,
you're
no,
like
it does,
literally
like
aren't seeing
100%.
what's
Like
shit with your eyes. You know, it's
like redlining exists, like, you know,
Yeah.
those like systemic oppression of black people fucking exists. Like you have to you that's still real shit just because we're saying, oh, we don't see
yeah.
color. It's like,
We're more
and
talking
that's
about
the
like
problem with slogans
manufactured
is that they
outrage topics. You know what I mean? It's like the
right,
things people want to
exactly,
stick on that are
exactly.
fucking nonsense.
And that's just neoliberal tactics to get you like to defocus your attention from the economic class-based issues, which like if you actually go in and try and solve those issues, just like I'm willing to bet that if you just like if it, and I'm not even the only person to say this, and I would say like I would encourage people to check out Vivek Chibber and his read his book Confronting Capitalism, listen to his podcast of the same name. He has two really great appearances on Doom Scroll with Josh Citarella. Go watch that shit. He explains it far better than I ever could. And that's coming from a fucking Indian man. You know what I mean? Like it's like, and he's making those critiques, so it's like it's even better because it's like not a fucking white dude saying it. You know what I mean? You're literally talking to an Indian immigrant who is coming to the United States and explaining this to you. So Vivek Chiver is amazing. Just go catch up with him. But the point
Write
is
that
that
down.
you can't really fundamentally address a lot of the cultural issues unless you address the economic class issues like first. And the reason you have to put that priority there is the same, very much so the same reason that somebody would say like, well, we say Black Lives Matter, and then there's the follow-up where somebody says, well, yeah, but like all lives matter. And it's like, yes, but
Yeah.
all lives can't matter until we acknowledge that Black lives matter, right? It's the
Right.
same exact dynamic. It's just that you can't acknowledge, you can't address the cultural issues if you don't first acknowledge the class issues. And I think that's the nuance that gets fucking just left out every single time, and then people just start screaming at you like bloody murder.
Yeah.
And
For sure.
after a certain point, it's like, this is why I end up in disagreements with people that are ostensibly on the same side as me, even more than I get into disagreements with people on the right sometimes. It's just, it drives me fucking insane. And a lot of times I'm just like, okay, bro, like go, you know, I guess you don't have to touch grass. Why don't you go read fucking the Communist Manifesto for the 18th time? Like, you know, like that's really helping you. That's doing so much good for your life, you know?
Right.
Sorry. This is a pet peeve of mine.
Yep. Do we want to get back to that article or just move on here? Because that is.
I mean, is there something else in there that you feel like we should probably address? Because I'm happy to do so.
I mean, there is stuff about the
you know me, I derail
mining,
everything.
But you know what? I'll find something. I'll find a different article actually to in video to cover that for next time. But that said,
Cool.
that it was still good for basically what we were trying to point out from the last.
Yeah, I
last
mean, I
story
think
there.
the real issue there is that it's like you've got a mainstream outlet that's basically just trying to like hop, skip, and jump over the primary cycle,
Right.
And then mischaracterizing the debate about like, oh, there's this, you know, debate over the mineral consumption in, you know, in the Appalachia, the Appalachian Mountains that string up, you know, at the most, like some of the most northern points in New Hampshire. And that would require deregulation enough to basically chew into the national parks, which, because we're not already doing that enough. You know, fuck our natural
Trump
habitat.
was already like, I think that was one of his first executive orders was that fucking, he was like, you know, get rid of them. Like the national parks mean like that status means nothing anymore. We can just take it if we want. Like, so that's great.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, like, it's like, and this, people get twisted up about this because they're like, well, yeah, but we need the resources. And I'm like, you need to fucking come down one way or another.
Like, dude, it's a global economy. We're in a global economy. What do you mean? We need the resources.
To that end, like, it's like, okay, so why can't we fucking like, if you start out with the assumption that like, okay, like America doesn't have to be the global hegemon. Right, like we don't have to be the fucking the you know, Pax Americana, like just whatever. If you take that and then you extend yourself into the concept of diplomacy as a preference over military force as a mechanism to relate to the global economy.
Well, these things are
And then you
non-starters.
can
That's the
operate
problem.
yeah, I know. But like I look, like you have to accept strengths and weaknesses, right? Now, like if China has the ability to produce all this shit, then like, okay,
Like, yeah, we've
let 'em.
been working with them for so
Like,
long. Like, why all the hostility? Like, what's the deal?
well, because I mean, because scary communism, right? And then
Oh, yeah.
and then we're back around in the loop. But really, it's more like, look, like if you really want a globalized economy, then you have to accept the fact that individual sovereign nations are going to be able to spec out in a certain areas, right?
Right.
It's like you can't have a fucking stat distribution chart where every single stat is maxed out to the top, and that's like literally what America tries to do.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, this is not work. That's not going to work. It's like they think that all of a sudden because they like pumped everything into military that manufacturing suddenly kicks all the way max
Right.
too. And it's like, no, that doesn't work. You know what I mean? Like China literally deliberately emphasized
if
that
you-
particular like
Well, when you
stat,
put the
you know what
military,
I mean?
sorry, when you put the military stat all the way up, then you can just go invade other countries and have them get the resources for you. So there is that.
Yes. Well,
I
yeah,
think that's part
because,
of the little.
because colonialism is a thing, but
Yeah.
it's I don't know. It's just like after a certain point that like creates a serious backlash against like just the average regular citizen in like in any fucking country.
Yep.
Right. And then because you're just that's like war games stuff. You know what I mean? Like nobody wins when you do that. You know what I mean? Like the only people that win are the people that are selling the weapons or anything to that extent. And that's kind of a not really worth it. In my opinion.
Yeah.
And
Same.
it's like at that point, I'm just like, dude, like look how many other countries aren't the top of the goddamn world, and they're doing fine for the most. Like, there's a lot of them that are maybe not doing so
Right.
fine, but there's also a lot of them that do just fine, dude.
But also,
like,
we
there's
might
a
we
lot of
made
other European countries that are a-okay.
we may be a reason
know?
like that some of these countries aren't doing fine either as well. So that's a huge thing.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Like
I
a lot
mean,
of these
like,
countries would be a lot finer if we weren't fucking with them. You know what I mean?
Most immediately coming to mind are Cuba and Venezuela.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're in our
yeah,
hemisphere, so that's ours.
Yes, I forgot. It's
That's
it's
our
our
backyard.
backyard.
Yeah. That's for some reason like we just like own the whole ass countries because they happen to be in the quadrant of the globe that we are, I guess. Is how that works. Like who decided
I
that?
guess
Where did
that's-
this come from? Like what are you talking about? Like what? Yeah, that's sovereign nation
Eat
over there.
fucking Keg's breath.
You're in my
That's
backyard,
that
sir.
guy. Yeah,
Like what?
yeah. I don't know. I
Like
don't know
calm
because
down,
it's really hard to
Columbus.
fucking respect the opinions of somebody that doesn't have the same fucking culture as you. And now we're back to culture war shit. Okay, so this is now we've
Yeah.
demonstrated the entire insane loop of
It's
all
the
of these
imperial
problems,
boomerang.
right?
We've done it. We're back.
Yeah, you gotta.
Yeah.
This is why you need to think holistically, folks. Is that like everything is related and connected, and in order to understand one problem, you have to understand that like, oh, if I push down on this thing over here, this other problem pops up over there, and
Yep.
like that's how that works.
Trying to plug the holes in the leaky boat. You're like, wait a sec.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't know what to say. It's like, and then you're thinking, oh, you know what? The way I'm gonna pull out my assault rifle and shoot bullets into the bottom of my boat to plug all the
Right.
holes. So those bullets will
Yeah.
plug holes. They won't make more. It'll be fine.
Exactly. That's how that works. The problem was that the ocean wasn't wet enough, so we're trying to like let the water from inside of the boat to trickle down into the ocean. You know what I mean?
You gotta give back, dude.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
Fuck. What do we got? What else we got?
Anyways, that was good analysis that we just did right there.
I think so. That's some academic level shit right there, folks.
Yeah.
You gotta watch it twice just to understand the fucking level we're at here
Us,
intellectually.
us working class boys getting real collegiate on you.
Yep. So this is super fun. Pretty fucking ridiculous. So New Hampshire home prices just hit all-time record. A leading New Hampshire Republican says they don't want prices to come down. Wow, you don't say. I wonder, do they work in real estate? Holy shit. So 576,000 is the median cost of a house in New Hampshire as of May 2026, a new record. But also, like, that median number is, it's not really, I don't know if it's really that, because there are a lot of like really expensive houses in New Hampshire.
Yeah, well, I mean, so because median is literally just the center number, right? Like if you have your highest value and you have your lowest value.
Yeah, like if they had
then
said the median wage of somebody in the US, that would mean like in between like the lowest and a billionaire, and that would not be the number. That would be correct.
Right. Well, I mean, that's so the thing is that like what people like to do is they like to use the mean, right?
Yeah.
Which is like
That's what I meant. Yeah, yeah.
I think
that's
and
correct.
median is actually a better is sort of like a better way to demonstrate
That's what I thought
how
it was.
expensive something actually is, like because like if you were to do the mean on like you know, like if you take like somebody who's making like $20,000 a year, or like $30,000 a year, and you put them in the same room as Bill Gates, who's a motherfucking billionaire, it's like, oh well, the mean income, like the average, the
it's
mean
like, you know,
of
like
the
a couple
people
$100
in this
million
room is
you
like
know? It's like
several million dollars, and
yeah.
it's like, well, yeah, but that doesn't really
That
fucking
doesn't-
describe the problem now, does
Right.
it? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's a much better
so
way.
in this instance, then like I appreciate that, you know, like, and I'm 99% sure that this little graphic that Granite Post is publishing, because I've seen it published in a couple other places, is sort of like downstream of an article that was written by the New Hampshire Fiscal Policy Institute based off of research and an article that they had posted written by Jessica Williams, who I actually interviewed on Locally Sourced. So I'd encourage
think
people
this
to
is
check that out, because we were literally talking about
correct
housing
then?
costs. But this is all based off of New Hampshire Fiscal Policy's numbers.
Yeah.
And just like that's the middle number is fucking over $500,000.
Yeah. Fucking wild.
Like there was a time in this state where you could get houses for less than $100,000.
Oh yeah, like,
and it wasn't even that fucking long ago. That, like, I'm talking about post the year 2000. So like within the last 25 years,
literally, like
maybe
people
even the last 20.
Like all of these
Pre-COVID, fuck.
All these old colonial houses have been bought up by like private groups and like flipped and stuff, and like they put new coats of paint on stuff and they fucking upcharge it. It's like all the places like that used to be like dirt cheap, honestly, and now it's just all fucked because everyone's just like wants to make money off of houses instead of like sell it to people who are gonna live there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, dude, I want to say like as late as maybe like 2018, 2019, something like that. Like, like basically pre-COVID. The home I grew up in was a colonial. It was a big it was like a pretty big house. We didn't need that much space. Like, and that was like we were poor, generally speaking, just in terms of like cash poor.
And a lot of those are duplex,
it was like
and stuff, and turned into different apartments.
Yeah, the one that I grew up in wasn't, but we did. I mean, like, in order to keep making the property taxes, we had to like rent out rooms. You know what I mean? Like, we had multiple people living in the house all at the same time, sharing one kitchen. And we still weren't making the property taxes. It was that fucking insane. My mom ended up selling the house, and it was at like kind of a lull in the market. And like I think about it now, and I'm like, if she had been able to hold on to it for like a couple more years, which just wasn't economically feasible for her. But if she had been able to do it, if we had been able to make that work out, then she would have walked away with like triple the number that she she got, maybe even higher
Right.
than that. You know what I mean? And it's just like, and that's the thing is, it's just like,
Because new permanent housing isn't being made. It's all these freaking ridiculous
right.
ass condos and apartments that are owned by the same companies, and they fucking like make the rent around them go up because they fucking charge so much. So everyone else is like, oh, well, I can charge this amount too. It's like, then fucking shit keeps going up.
Yeah, there's that component, and then there's also like there's the issue of like, I mean, this is, and people are going to kind of get probably a little annoyed with me when I talk about this, because this is sort of coming at a program, things that people probably like on its face, but there's issues with it if you actually look under the hood a little bit. And that's like nonprofits that are trying to offer transitional housing rather than building new construction to put
Right.
people into those houses, right? What they'll do is they'll go around and they'll buy up properties that could ostensibly be rented to people,
Hmm.
right? And then once they own it, because part of their mission is to provide transitional housing for people that are in a tough situation, in order to let those people come in, what they have to do is they have to look at your income. So they do what's commonly referred to as means testing, right? Whether
Yeah.
like if you make a certain amount more than this, we either raise your rent or we tell you that you need to find new housing, right?
Hmm.
The problem with that is that if you are adjusting rental costs based off of somebody's income, then what you're doing is like, oh, you got a raise at work. Oh, guess what? You now need to pay us more rent,
Right.
right? How does that offer somebody an opportunity to transition out of the housing that they're in if the extra money that they would have gotten from that they would have put into
Like, yeah,
savings to
like
be
how are
able
you
to
supposed to
make a
set
down
aside
payment
the
on a
money?
house, or yeah, exactly. You're now capturing that. So you're persisting a poverty state, right? Like
Right.
you're effectively, and at the same time, you're taking viable rental properties off the market,
Mhm.
potentially displacing tenants that live there,
Yeah.
right? Like that ain't it, guys. That's not how you get this done. And I get that it's like, oh well, hey, like you're attacking, you say that you're attacking organizations that do a lot of good and help a lot of struggling people get out of really dangerous and intense situations. Like, yeah, okay, sure, maybe that's one aspect of what they do, but
Mm.
if you're not observant of the other problems that go along with it, the ways
Right.
that in a certain aspect they're literally contradicting their own mission statements, then like you have to you have to be critical of that. Like
Right.
you can't just say like, oh well, this little bit of good is worth the harm that we're doing. You know what I mean? Like
Right. I mean, yeah.
it just perpetuates the problem. And at that point, the solution would actually be like, if you really wanted to do that, what you would do is you would create like rent control, right? And then when you go to, rather than like, you would never ever ever say to somebody, "Oh, I want to look at your income or whatever." Like if you reported a raise, like um I'm gonna raise your rent. You always do rent control. You lock them into that price, and then you check in with that tenant every like year or two.
Right.
You say, "Hey, how you doing? Like, if you do, like, what do you have saved up? Like, is this, does this spot still make sense to you? If you have enough saved up, we are going to actually also spend a certain amount of our resources to identify potential, like, next transition point housing."
Right.
So they're also scouting the market for affordable properties, and maybe even buying those properties outright and then creating a locked in price at maybe like a lower interest rate or something to that effect, so that they are actually providing a path to homeownership that actually allows people to leave that rent controlled apartment so that they can, again, so that it's like there's ways to do transitional housing for people, but
Yeah.
doing it through a means testing mechanism only perpetuates the state of poverty rather than creating an actual vehicle by which people are able to like move up and have a better, more stable housing situation, be able to own a property and gain equity in that property, right? Like that's,
Yeah.
and this is all still operating within a very, very like fucked up capitalist framework rather than just saying, you know what, we're going to do public housing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's like there's it, like it's like I'm describing a half measure that I would
Right.
prefer over over this. My ideal goal, because we're so, again, to wrap back around to like the anti-communist, anti-socialist
Yeah.
messaging, right? Like I understand how like unviable the argument for public housing is, right? I understand that like there's
Like, oh
probably a
no, it's
certain
the worst
reality that
thing
like the
ever.
general public's not there yet.
Yeah.
Like again, so you have to come up with some sort of alternative that describes a fair pathway for people to actually like achieve housing. But that fucking number right there, that ain't it.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, that's up 7% year over year, per the, New Hampshire Association of Realtors. Just finish this off real quick.
Yeah, let's do it.
To afford a typical home, New Hampshire household now needs to earn about $158,000 a year. The typical household earns about $99,000, and real wages here fell 2.2% last year. So yeah, not looking good.
Read, most people in the state, over half the people in the state cannot afford to become homeowners.
Yep.
That's what that means.
Yes, it does. Pretty
And the
fucking
abundance
bad.
out there will be like, well, we just need more housing stock. And it's like, dude,
It's like we need
I'm a
affordable
fucking
housing.
carpenter. I can assure you that there is no way to affordably build new construction. That's just true.
Yeah.
Like you can't, like you cannot, you simply cannot build new construction and that is affordable for people without subsidy.
Right.
It's you simply you would have to come up with some mechanism to subsidize those
Yeah.
construction opportunities to decrease the value of the final finished product. You have to offset that cost in order to make it affordable enough for people to like. It's like with the investment, it's like, okay, well, like the return on investment is like I didn't invest as much, so that means that I'm then like locked into asking for less money. But then you also have to couple that with some sort of like some, again, rent control cap on what you can even ask for that property. And that's like
Yeah.
because people will nickel and dime everybody and also then try and get as much blood from a stone as they possibly can. You have to legislate
For
that.
sure.
You have to make a very clear legislative distinction that it's like, no, like you're literally banned from this, and if you don't, then we will fine you, we will take the money from that fine, and we will return it to your tenants. That's it.
Yeah, for sure. Like how unregulated all the housing shit is just ridiculous. Like there needs to be like more done with that. Just
Yeah, well, and then there's just the side note of like, look, like what you did was you commodified one of the most basic needs that human beings have. You need food, you need water, and you need shelter.
yeah.
And what do? We
Well,
tried to we decided that the best mechanism for people to
now shelter is just
gain
a money
wealth was
making
to
method.
commodify a basic need of human beings. Like
Yeah.
what the fuck? What the fuck, dude?
Like, yeah, you think that'd be a part of the whole life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness that we're supposedly entitled to? You know what I mean? To get all
You would fucking
patriotic.
think. You would fucking think. And then there's the problem with the property tax too, right? Like where if you have the the assessor that comes by every year, assesses the value of your property, looks at it and says, "Oh, market value went up on that, so we're going to appraise your house at a dollar amount that was higher than what it is before, because if you sold, you would be able to get that money, and we're going to tax you on that money." But that's not how fucking stocks work, right? You don't get taxed on stock gains unless you sell the stock and realize the gains, right? So you're protected from whatever taxation increases that would have happened on that tax. Conversely, just because your property value went up doesn't mean that you're suddenly making money off your property. You don't realize the value of
Right.
that reevaluation until you sell.
Right.
But you are being
At which
taxed on the
point-
new valuation.
And then at
So-
which point
so
you're in a
realistically, you would-
market with higher housing prices. So like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like,
Right.
it's like it's a
Right.
fucking gamble at that point, because you're like, oh, I made all this money from the house being so expensive, but like, oh, now I have to find a place that's gonna be more expensive like the longer I wait till, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, and I mean, like, dude, I'm literally talking. I had somebody I was working for that was going through the very similar situation. They're like, yeah, I really need to sell my house because like I'm on Social Security. And again, like it's like because I'm on Social Security, I can only make so many dollars a month before that starts cutting into my Social Security payments, right? Because like
Yeah.
if I make more money, then they're going to reduce the amount of monthly payment that I get, which basically forces you into a fixed income,
Yeah.
right? And if your fixed income is lower than what your property tax rates are, then your housing becomes unsustainable. And that pushes people out of housing that they've lived in for decades.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's a very well documented thing. This is the problem of, like, the way property taxes work and what's really hurting, like, elderly people, right? Like,
Mm.
because specifically because they're on a fixed income. And so and then for them, the additional problem is, like, well, like, I can't even take the money from the asset of selling the house until it closes, but then where do like, what, I'm gonna go buy another house
Yeah,
with money
exactly.
that I don't have because I'm waiting for the deal to close on my previous deal, like, like, and
Yeah.
that the amount of anxiety that gives people is insane. It's like, the only way you're able to do this is if you already own multiple properties and you have some sort of fallback, right? Like, or you just have, like, friends, like, imagine being fucking 75 and being like, "Hey, yeah, I'm gonna call my friend and crash on their couch."
Yeah.
Like, you're some sort of couch surfing fucking like, high school band that, like, that's on tour.
Yeah,
You know what
completely
I'm saying?
feasible
Like,
for
dude,
sure.
like, what are you doing? Like, that's so fucked up. It doesn't make sense. Like, it really, like, this is what I mean. It's like you're squeezing the just regular people to no end for no fucking reason other than it's like, well, this is how it is.
Right.
Like, okay, well, could it be different? Like, no, we're
No,
not.
no, it can't. Our shareholders wouldn't like that very much.
Right, right.
Yeah, so as this one guy, one NHGOP state reps is saying high prices are a good thing. It's so good. Like, who is that good for, I wonder? NHGOP state rep Ross Berry took to social media to defend New Hampshire's Republicans' lack of action to make housing more affordable, saying lower housing cost would wait, lower housing cost would
Yeah, I saw this. I saw this before, and I was like, again, editorial. What are you guys doing? Like, you
I
gotta
thought I was
fucking.
stroking out for a sec. I was like, is that
No, you're not.
all
Like,
right? Okay.
this is the thing, is like, you
Damn.
gotta fucking proofread, guys. Like, like,
These
be
episodes
better.
always have a theme, like unintentionally, I feel like. You know what I
The
mean?
theme is that media sucks. Is
The
that
media.
your point?
Yeah,
Like,
this one. That's this one's. The one there was like a gun one, I think. I can't
oh
remember.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It just works out that way, I guess. But yeah, media
I remember
literacy,
walking
get
away
some.
from that feeling like, geez, are we now like the leftist crime watch show?
Like, yeah, exactly. There's just so much shit going on. What was this? Ross Berry. Oh, this is him saying it's great. Damn,
I
that's
just
why is
want to
it so
point out the
tiny?
Democrats are actively rooting for housing prices to drop. Yes. Yes, we are.
Yep.
Like, you'll say more, buddy. What do you
Like, yeah, that's correct. Like what?
you're literally describing the problem. This is hilarious because it demonstrates this guy is simply incapable of imagining any of the things that I just spent like I don't know, like fucking 15 minutes describing. Like, he has
No,
absolutely no
it's
concept of
not
like
possible.
any, but it's what's Elon's thing, like toxic empathy or whatever,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
yeah,
Your your
so why would
your
why would
empathy
you
is gonna
ever
cost the
imagine the struggle
shareholders.
somebody
All
else
right.
experiences? Yeah, yeah, fucking, I
God damn it.
is this shit hurts my mind.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Like what? Like who? Why? Who votes for this? Yeah, follow for more from Granite Post.
I don't know.
Man,
Like,
that sounds
I'm,
insane.
oh, dude, like, Colin, like, I know you're out there and I know you're good. Please, like do me a solid, lock in on this, guys. Like you can
Was that him
make it
specifically?
happen. And
Said, was that him specifically?
I don't know. I doubt it.
I don't think
I
so.
simply I doubt it because from my
like-
perspective, Colin's reporting is actually pretty decent.
Yeah.
And again, like you
I
know,
was
I've
gonna
said this
say,
to
you're gonna
people
blame
before.
Colin for everything now. He's like, it's your
No,
fault.
no, I'm
it's
not.
your fault.
It's more so that I'm trying to make an appeal to a friend of my show.
Yeah.
That like I know he can probably make an appeal to be like, guys,
I know. I'm just fucking.
why is this like this? You know? We can do
Like, that's
better.
it.
Like
somebody,
I know he's
somebody
capable of
get
it,
out
so.
the intern beating stick right now, immediately.
Right. No, it's not I'm not trying to burn. I'm not trying to throw shade. What I'm trying to do is encourage a friend to demand better of his own organization.
Yeah, no, I get
not like he owns it, but the one that he works for. But I always try to point out to people, I'm like, look, like you can go ham on journalists. That's fine. Like I understand. Part of what makes me or Kyle or like Adam Mulholland, like those of us that do this kind of stuff, what gives us freedom in a sense, and it's not like we're immune to errors because we don't have like a whole team of people surrounding us that are able to like audit us, right? Like we have to be our self-checkers. We have to run through all this stuff.
Oh,
We
well,
have
if
to
people point
expend
things out to us as
insane
well,
amount of energy.
like, I'm gonna look into it if it looks like something that's like, oh, this might be like something I need to correct. Like, yeah, feel free. Like, but
100%, and we're open to that, dude. Like I literally just went through that whole fucking rigmarole with the thing that I did about Christian Arusha's campaign, and like, it's like, dude, like I mean, I think people got really upset with me about that, and they're like thinking like I'm trying to single him out, like, dude, like as if I didn't do content about Maura Sullivan or Stephanie Shaheen, because I did, and those videos have like, at least the ones on TikTok, they got like thousands of plays. Like I don't know, they actually have more visibility than the pieces that like if you accumulated the watch time and the view counts and all of that, the pieces that I did, like the short videos that I did where I was cutting in on Maura Sullivan and Stephanie Shaheen, those do bigger numbers than the ones the two videos combined that I posted about Christian Arusha. But somehow that was like a real bee in people's bonnet. And look, like I would be critical of literally any of those fucking candidates, and even our absolute homie Heath Howard, right? Like I make no bones about the fact that I am a supporter of Heath Howard, even though I can't fucking vote for him. But still hold him to account if he did something that like I don't agree with. You know what I mean? Like I mean, he and I have had discussions about things where I was like, hey, like why did you make this choice? And we had a back and forth, and there was ownership, and I appreciated that. You know what I mean? Like it's real. And so I genuinely support that kind of ownership and like acknowledge, like, dude, like it's okay to fuck up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
well, you
it's
want to
actually
see
okay.
the people
like
do that are like whose the head like hearts are in the right place. Actually, like do like be able to do the right thing, or like maybe explain some things that they didn't hear before from other people, right? Like it's basically what it comes down to.
The attitude I take is I'm like, look, like if I'm calling you out on something, the reason I'm doing it is because I want to offer you a path to correct the problem.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like in a lot of instances, I like actually have like maybe blind optimistic faith that like you could do better. You know what I mean? Like like I believe that you have the ability to grow and change and learn and be a more effective person or advocate for what you do. And part of that is taking ownership for making a fuck up.
Right.
It's just how that works. And even then, like to admit to people I was wrong is like one of the strongest things that you can do, in my opinion. Anyways, anytime I see somebody admit that they make an error, I'm like, dude, like that takes some serious gumption on your part, because like that's being like vulnerable in a very public way. Like that's like you're opening yourself up, you're showing like something that hurts, that's uncomfortable for you, and you're being honest with everybody, and that's like a very good demonstration of like proper behavior. You know what I mean? Like that's how you that's the pathway that the left should be offering for redemption for people. Then if you don't offer that path to people, then you're going to restrict your coalition. You're never going to be able to let people into your movement. It's like if somebody says like, oh, I'm former MAGA, and now all of a sudden I understand like all these things, and I'm learning and I'm growing. It's like your solution is not to jump in the comments and be like, hey, you know what? Fuck you. You did all this, and you need to own up for it. And blah blah blah. It's like, dude, don't fucking browbeat this person. They
Yeah.
just came around. Like, don't make them feel like you're never gonna let them in. Be like, dude, we're really like, we're glad that you finally see it. If you need some more resources or you want to learn more about stuff, like we're here for you, and we're happy to ask any questions that you have. We understand that there might still be aspects of like your understanding. We like you might say things that still upset us, and rather than jumping down your throat and calling you a fucking asshole, we're gonna like politely correct you and encourage you to see an alternate path.
Right.
You know, like you got to have that positive empathy, right? But I think it's something that people lack, that kind of like sociological awareness, and it's I
My
can't.
bad. Audio
I feel
got
like a lot of
unplugged for a
times I
sec.
can't say enough. Was I ripping? We got the dings.
Are we back? Are we fucking back? There we go.
I can hear you.
All right. This damn thing got unplugged again. Whoopsie.
Sometimes it be like that, dude.
Yep.
At any rate,
Yeah.
I think my tangent is done.
It's all good. We got it.
Yeah,
Audio
I feel
got
like
unplugged for a
you
second.
just
Oh god.
say
Oh
a
god.
bunch of stuff that triggers
Oh,
me.
no.
Did your Bluetooth connect again?
Oh,
Are we
yeah.
back in the feedback loop?
Yeah,
Is
we're
it
back. We're back in the loop. We got it. Doodly-doo. It's the best part of the show right
Oh, that
there,
was
folks.
amazing, dude.
This is why you got to tune in live. You
Weekly
don't get to
feedback
see
loop.
these. you don't get to see this shit on fucking TikTok, y'all. Come on. I'm just gonna put that as a fucking short now. We're just gonna be like, hey, look, here's us fucking it up.
do
Come
it,
watch
dude.
live. Come see the fun.
Dude, watch. That clip is gonna do the most numbers. That's
yeah, exactly.
it's gonna
It would.
Our other
Fucking
videos
would.
get like, like a few hundred plays or whatever. That one's in like that one's that's the first.
It's like, that's
clip
the
from our
viral
show
clip,
that hit
yeah.
24K views.
Let's up. Come on, guys. Click that like
First
button.
time we go viral.
Click that share button. Make this clip go viral for no reason. Come on. It's literally nothing.
Oh yeah.
All right. Fuck. Yeah, let's move on to some national stuff. What do we got? Here's some good stuff. Guys, quit being mean to billionaires. It's not nice. They've had enough. They're sick of your bullying.
Oh, did we
They're
hurt
gonna
your
fight
little
back.
feelings?
Yeah. So billionaires are so tired of
You
being
wanna get some
criticized. They are now building entire companies to silence the people they don't want to hear. So, billionaires using
this shit is
pot
actually
farms
fucked up.
confirmed, I guess. Yeah. What do we got? Peter Thiel, Mr. Sweaty over here.
He's always just sweating
He is
so
always
much, dude.
he is drenched at all times, dude. I'm convinced that like Peter Thiel's actually aquatic and he shouldn't be out of water for so long. So that he has like, his spray bottle boy with him at all times to fucking spritz him down. Because he can't
Well,
be out.
my favorite like conspiracy lib talking point was like I eat off this all day is that his name is an anagram for the reptile.
Oh yeah, of course. Reptile.
It was just like it just feeds into the conspiracy of theory of like the lizard people
Yeah.
that run society.
God damn it.
And then you got Peter Thiel, whose
The-
name is
the
Anagram
fucking-
the reptile. It's so
The
fucking
reptile.
It's like, oh, you can't make this shit up, dude. It's so
Damn.
fucking
Does
stupid.
that actually work? That
Oh,
works,
no.
doesn't it? Fuck. Oh no.
Literally, I'm
Oh,
I'm
no.
not pulling your leg,
I'm
dude.
eyeballing it right now. I'm like, switch the thing with it. Oh
You
no,
can
that
literally
does.
rearrange
Oh no.
the letters in his name to spell the reptile. Like that.
Dude, I don't know. Like these guys are like wacko conspiracy theorists themselves, so I wouldn't even like doubt him like naming himself that. You know what I mean? Just like
Yeah, well, I
switching-
mean, he
switching
did
last
hesitate
names.
when he was asked by Ross Douthat if he thought humanity should
just like-
survive.
Oh, well.
yeah,
yeah.
sweating it out.
Ooh, it's like it's not a hard question. Like, do you want us all to die or not? Like, what are you?
Yeah. So, anyways, Peter Thiel wants to discredit journalists. Let's see
Yeah.
what this fucking bullshit
Peter
says.
Thiel, co-founder of Palantir and a bunch of other things, just funded a startup called Objection AI. Objection, Your Honor. Critics say its real goal is to discredit journalists. The AI tribunal of truth. Yeah, because AI is very great at judging what truth is. They're so good at it.
What are we doing?
For $2,000, anyone can pay former CIA, FBI, and MI6 agents to investigate a story or a reporter. For $2,000, you can hire a private investigator from the same from like what? So you can get like your own James Bond for $2,000. That's wild. MI6, dude.
I feel like that's lowballing them.
Right? Like, damn, dude, this is a fucking economy. Like, what? They're Fiverring out like federal agents? Former federal agents? They can't. That's crazy.
When you're a gig economy secret agent.
Yeah, like what? What? We'll investigate.
Uber spy.
Yeah, dude. Like, what the fuck? Oh my god.
Brother,
Oh
what if-
my god. That's craziness.
Oh god.
These poor fucking people. Don't they have pensions? Like, what the fuck?
No, they get wicked fucking stressed out like the Amazon drivers where the AI determines their route and the AI
Right.
doesn't have any concept of like, oh well,
It's
this
like, your
apartment building
investigation
is built
should
to
be
lock on
done
this.
in
They're
5
like, "Copy
hours."
your quotas, FBI agent. We're gonna fucking mess your shit up, Doc. Pay.
So, the investigation gets fed into an AI tribunal. The AI tribunal. Bow before us. That issues a public verdict on the
Dude.
journalist's credibility. Wow. So, wait, hold on. What is
An
the
AI
AI
tribunal.
for? If you have a fucking CIA, FBI, or MI6 agent, then what's the AI for?
Oh,
I'm so
wow.
confused.
Oh man.
Honestly, like what?
This is like Minority Report, like Psychopaths grade, like in just like thought crime, pre-crime bullshit. Like
Well, they didn't write. They wrote the story that wasn't very nice, and it hurt their feelings. So they're like, "Well, what dirt do we have on them?" This has been so. This is just like private investigator shit with fucking like with AI thrown into the mix for some reason. Like you could always hire a
Well,
private investigator. Like that's not like what the fuck.
right, but I mean, it's got to involve the tech because it has to then it has to be a
It's Peter
new
Thiel.
a new corporate venture into AI that could potentially IPO and then
Yeah.
and
Dude,
then
it's just inserting AI
stonks
into
go to the
everything.
moon.
Everything must be AI.
Yeah, Stonk go to moon because Monk Monk
Yeah.
go all in and invest
Someone
full
stole
paycheck
all
and
apes.
wife's savings.
Help.
Yeah.
Help, ape stolen.
Asking their wife's boyfriend for money
Yep. Mm-hmm.
so that they can
verdict.
invest in the new stonk.
Exactly. So when the AI tribunal fucking reaches a verdict, is it like Survivor? Do they vote? Okay. The verdict feeds into the public scoreboard called the Honor Index. Wow. Every journalist gets a number
Isn't this the
attached
same
to their
shit as
name.
the social credit score rating that they
Yeah, that
criticize
thing that they're
China for all the
freaking
time?
out. Yeah, for sure. Isn't that exactly that? That's
Yeah,
that's like the definition, is it not? Like,
pretty much the
what
exact
the
same thing.
fuck?
I mean, maybe somebody smarter than me could come along and explain to me how that's not the case, but just, from the outside looking at it, I feel like that's exactly what that is. But,
Yeah.
What do I know?
It looks like the system is designed to crush anonymous sourcing. Stories built on whistleblowers downgrade the journalist's score. Primary records sit at the top of the rubric. Anonymous sources sit near the bottom. So that's fucking kind of insane because, like, if you know anything about journalism, like as it's done traditionally, there's a process for vetting anonymous sources. It's not just like, oh, some random person told me, and that's what people think of, like this fucking idiot, clearly. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just like, oh, I heard this from some random person. It's that person is chosen not to be named for like certain like specific reasons to this whole story or case or whatever. And then they go
Usually
through
the
the
reason
editing
they are
process,
anonymous is because you're trying to protect their identity because they're coming at you from like
like an
a
inside
position of high
source.
credibility, and they could face serious backlash and like up to and including jail time for sharing
Right.
information with you. That's the whole that's why why we have like a whistleblower protection act. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like it's I
A lot
don't
of good
know
it
if
did
everybody
fucking
forgot
Snowden.
fucking Chelsea Manning exists or Edwards. Yeah, exactly. Like it's like I don't.
Right. Like, it's war on
Okay.
terror, y'all. Still going strong.
Right. Naturally, this is exactly what makes fucking sense.
Yep. And this is the same class of billionaire that's being given all these contracts for the military to inject AI into everything, including warfare. Like, that's super fun. Like, at what point do we get to the
It's such a good time. I'm having so much fun right now.
yeah. Are we at Skynet yet, or that, because they're basically aren't they trying to build that? Isn't that like their end goal is to like get that done? Like, these fucking billionaire psychopaths.
I mean, that's like the logical conclusion, right? That yeah, is like you just
Like, yeah, just hand over the keys to the arsenal to the AI, and it'll shoot whatever it thinks logically makes sense to shoot. It's like, good idea.
so there's this video game that I play that I love called The Forever Winter. It's in early access right now, and they're still developing it. Like I've played probably too many hours of that game. But a big part of the premise of it is that sort of like three global factions developed AI war bots basically. And the backstory premise is that the AI war bots killed all of the people that had any access to manage or operate the AI that would persist the warfare. So without anybody to interact with that, combined with the Kepler effect, just preventing any kind of like global transmissions, the AIs just persist a constant state of war
Right.
between these factions, and it literally never ends. And that like
that's what
I
this
get
whole
that that's
kind of
like a
thinking
sci-fi
of,
game
like,
premise, but like that's
this China versus US
we are on
type
track
shit
for that
right
bullshit.
now. Like, they're like, we got to make AI
My joke when I
stronger
play that game is I'm
before.
like drilling for the future. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
it's because the whole premise of the game is that you're just like a fucking lowly scavenger that like runs around and like you're just trying to like loot battlefields, right?
Yeah.
That's where we will all be, just running around with giant fucking like backpacks to just steal shit off battlefields as cyborgs kill each other.
Right. They want to make it like
that's the
Fallout, but worse
trajectory.
somehow. I don't get it. Like,
Yeah. So this, but I mean that's the goal, right? And what's funny is that eventually those AIs would kill Peter Thiel.
right.
But as far as he's concerned, he's like,
Well,
I'm
he
going
would
to
have
upload
his
my
own
content
robot
into
servants that
the
wouldn't be on.
servers, and I will be,
Yeah.
you know, I will live forever in the machine, and I'll travel to distant
Right.
galaxies, and that's
Exactly.
what the elite class is they're just brain
This-
transfers
and
into the.
That's not
into
even
the
an
internet.
exaggeration. Like that, he's literally said
I
shit
know,
like
I
almost
know.
exactly like that, if not that specific quote, like right there. Like
I know.
it's
I know.
fucking
I'm like,
insane.
this isn't a fucking joke anymore, guys.
Like, dude, we're not like
this is like-
a lot of like I don't know if you know this, sir, but a lot of things in Star Trek are just not physically possible. Like it's not gonna work out that way. Like if you want to be serious
what
about
people fucking
technology,
miss is next
then,
generation
you know,
is literally like they have solved all of the fucking problems. It is space communism.
literally, it is literally like luxury
That is
gay
what
space
Star
communism.
Trek Next Generation is about. Like there's the fucking episode where they like find some dude that was cryo frozen and like from like the 20th century. And
Yeah,
he's like,
the
well, what about all my
capitalists.
money? And they're like,
Yeah.
what's money? Like
They're like,
and he's like, well, I'm on top of everything. And they're like, dude, like you're like the banks haven't
like,
existed
sorry, you're
for
nothing
like
anymore, but
100 years.
your personality and skills. Sorry, like what?
It's so funny, dude.
Like, oh damn.
Yeah, but we are so much closer to the insane dystopian
Yeah, we're Ferenginar over
depictions
here,
of
dude.
science fiction than we ever will be to fucking next gen. And inshallah, the Democratic Socialists of America and all of the mutual aid organizations will find a way to take this over and
Yeah,
claw back public ownership
Blue
of all of
wave,
these things
let's
and put
go.
incredible safeguards on it so that we can redirect ourselves to the Star Trek Next Gen
right.
envisioning of the future, and not the dystopia that you know, we won't be living through the second renaissance in the Matrix.
Like
you know?
there is a way to achieve a post-scarcity world, but that's the whole problem is like, you know, profiteers. That's the main thing here.
Capitalism strikes again, dude.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Is there anything else interesting in here? Let's see. Refused to participate, and the verdict is still issued and published online without you. Participate, and you risk exposing your confidential sources to former intelligence officers paid by the people you are reporting on. Wow.
Dude.
Wow.
Dude.
Like, come the fuck on.
Wow.
Like, what? So, what? Huh? This is the same playbook Teal used to bankrupt Gawker in 2016. He secretly funded a $10 million lawsuit that ended the company. Aaron D'Souza, the legal strategist who orchestrated the lawsuit, is the same man running Objection AI today. Wow. What do you know? Looks like
Scale it, baby.
somebody moved on up. That's cool. If this works, any reporter covering people like Teal could end up with a credibility score set by an AI funded by their subjects. Whistleblowers go quiet, investigative journalism dies. Well, at least well-funded investigative journalism, because there's a lot of fucking people that are just out there right now doing shit.
Either that or like anybody that has more than two brain cells to rub together sees a bad score and knows that probably means that that's a good journalist.
Right. So you could always go, it's going to work in it's going to have the opposite effect. It'll be
Right.
like,
Yeah.
you know,
yeah. The lower the
like,
rating,
oh, damn,
the
let me
better
go
the
check this
journalism is.
person's score. Oh, wow. No. Oh, cool. Like, yeah, it's
You
going to
just
have
have to
like,
invert it.
it's going to have fucking like Tim Pool up in the top fucking echelon, you know? It's going to
Right.
have PBD
Right. I
up
mean,
there,
that's the
fucking
thing,
Daily
it's like,
Wire.
There's part of me that thinks that would
reliable
just
shit.
backfire horribly on them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because most people now are like, yo, like Gawker was kind of goated. You know, like,
Like, oops.
like I missed that. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, is you just like that was actually kind of hard hitting sometimes. So yeah, I mean, whatever. Like, I mean, look, I think Dropsite is a really fantastic example of this. Look at how much everyone tries to discredit Dropsite news. And Dropsite does some of the best reporting in the
Oh
world right
yeah,
now.
it's freaking
Just period. Like if you are looking for like just international news, they go fucking read Dropsite. Like, what are you doing? Go like,
yeah, for sure.
and it's like, and they're like Trump administration smashes them all the time and talks about the radical left wing and they're paid by the Iranians and blah 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 blah. It's like none of that's true. They just
Yeah.
are, real journalists doing real journalism and talking to all sides, including the Iranians and including like Hamas leadership and like, oh geez, maybe it's like worth hearing what the other side is fucking saying. But no, if you're stupid, then you shove your fingers in your ears and go la 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 la. And and it's like, okay,
Yeah.
like if you're stupid, you're stupid. I can't do anything about that. You know what I mean? Like that's on you. You have to, it's like you're addicted to being a moron. And if anybody knows anything about trying to get an addict to recover, if they don't want to recover, then they won't recover. It does no matter how much rehab you send them to.
Yeah.
It's what it is.
Oh shit, lunatic libertarian, what's good? All centralized systems are failed. A lot of them, I would
No.
say, there's a lot of failed, but I wouldn't say all. And I would say a lot of systems are set up to do exactly what they're supposed to. But, from the outside, you would think they're failing. You know what I mean, kind of? What would you say to that? What do you think about that there, Carter?
What
All
I mean, look, like
centralized
my
systems,
attitude
what
towards
is-
systems is that, like, look, the problem is not properly auditing the selfishness of human beings that you put in positions of power to manage those systems.
Right.
Right. So if
You have
you
to-
if you're not like incredibly scrupulous in your examination of the person that you're sending to manage the system, then yes, it's going to be managed poorly. And
Right.
the solution at that point is not to blame the system for the problem, it's to blame the person that failed in managing the system. Some systems don't work. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
sometimes they don't pan out and you need to have the fucking awareness to be able to properly examine whether or not the system itself operates. But if you're just a stupid person that doesn't fucking acknowledge that people are fallible inherently
Yeah.
and make mistakes or act in their own self-interest many times, and when the more power or the more privilege that you have access to, the further away you get from being able to understand the plight of somebody who doesn't experience that power or privilege,
Right.
then like that can be isolating to you, and it can mean that you become impenetrable to an argument to the otherwise, and then you mismanage a system that was designed to help the people specifically that you are ignoring or are incapable of understanding, and therefore you will not be able to do so. So the real point at that stage is to send people that understand what it's like to be in that position, because they will manage the power better to implement the system properly.
Well, yeah,
That's
and also
it's
like
just not that
having
fucking complicated. I don't know.
having checks and balances is like a huge thing as well. Just like things that are like actually like built into the system.
Right. Right. It's like, look, like if you're tired of political systems working poorly, then stop electing corrupt politicians who mismanage those systems.
Exactly.
Like the system isn't necessarily the problem. The problem is the person that you sent to operate it.
And if there's a problem in the system,
defunding
you need to
education and then saying, look how bad education is.
right.
It's like, well, yeah, it's because you fucking took all the money away, dude. Like, what are you talking about? That doesn't
Yeah.
make any fucking sense. You and like the libertarian argument is, well, like, oh, well, you want to let parents do the you rights of the parents, parental rights. It's like they could be as if they're children, fucking chattel slaves or something to that degree.
Right.
That it's their property, that they can do something with. They're not autonomous human beings that have any right to exist or operate, and don't have any sort of entitlement to have just a generic knowledge base in order to be able to engage with society in a meaningful fucking way. And then those parents who are already fucking insane anyways indoctrinate their children, don't expose them to a like serious plethora of facts how many fucking Americans understand that Nat Turner was turned into fucking wallets and purses and oil? Nobody wants to talk about that.
Yeah.
They say, oh, well, we shouldn't have kids reading that. That's too gruesome. That's too gnarly. It's like, no, that's our history.
Yeah.
Sorry, dude. That's a real thing that fucking happened.
Yep.
I don't know.
We need
What
fucking-
is like you got anything to say about that shit?
Well, no, they just want to talk about the the overarching things and leave a bunch of shit out, like kind of like we're talking about with this.
Well, I
whole
mean, the
media literacy
username is a
thing,
dead giveaway, right? Like the username is.
No, I mean they sub. They're not
telling
too
on
bad.
themselves.
I agree with a few things that they've said before, but you know, we're here to argue with folks, but not, you know, we're not trying to be mean about nothing.
Well, no, but I mean, like, look, like I mean, look,
sure.
like this is a democracy, and if you're a little upset with the tone of my words, that's a you problem, not a me
Yeah.
problem.
Just
'Cause
fucking, we
you
need
can't
to
control what
get
other people say
into
or do. The only thing
fucking-
you can control is your reaction to those things. So either you get triggered and act like a little snowflake about it, or you fucking come correct and have a real conversation with me. So what's the deal?
Yes, indeed. Stories are stories. That
I
is
can't even
true.
see the messages, so
I'm
I
not
don't
sure
know
what
if he's
that means.
reacting to what I'm
He
saying.
said,
or not.
he said stories are stories a second ago. I don't know what that means, but if you want
Fuck
to
does
be
that
more,
mean?
if you want to be more specific, then let us know. This is the same.
Yes, I agree.
PDT.
Stories are indeed stories.
That is
What
true.
does that mean?
Sometimes stories are fables. Sometimes they're mythology. Sometimes they can be nonfiction. They can be
Oh my god, I love libertarians so much.
what
I love you, brother. Don't change.
Maybe a little, but you know, that's on you. You know, if you feel, you know.
Oh man,
Fuck. This is the same
that's
Peter
fun.
Thiel who co-founded Yeah, we know about that. Thanks. UN special reporter?
Yeah, reporter.
Did this dude get triggered by
Just
my
go with that.
username? I don't know. Did you get triggered by his username?
No, no, not at all. I just think it's a self-tell. I think it's funny.
Oh, good.
My feelings aren't hurt at all. I really don't care.
But yeah, there's apparently there's reasonable grounds its AI was used in Israel's unlawful use of force. Yeah, it was. It was. We've heard reporting that it has been. So, thanks.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep.
That was a good one. It was fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Here's some not fun stuff. Trump is pushing to institutionalize homeless people. That may include veterans. Like, I mean,
right? It's dude, free slaves.
Yeah.
Not like
there was
slaves are free. It's like it is free to obtain more slaves.
Right. Like,
because when you institutionalize them, aka put them in a prison, and the slavery, for anybody that missed the fucking, I believe it was the 13th Amendment.
Yeah,
it was
the very big caveat.
Slavery is legal.
Yeah,
if with prisoners. So if you criminalize homelessness and then shove all those homeless people into prisons, then that's just free slaves. And what better way to create more slaves than to related to our earlier piece is to make it impossible for people to get homes, and so that they then become homeless and then are inherently criminalized and therefore turned into slaves. This is like that's how you feed the machine, baby.
Right. So that's great stuff right there. But also, it really sucks. I gotta say that you have to throw in like the word veteran to into something to make it like appeal to certain people. Like just being human beings out on the street isn't enough. It has to be like the beloved, honored veterans. You know what I mean? Like I get it, but at the same time, like I don't get it. You know what I mean about that?
Well, like the other thing to acknowledge is like, do you know how many people that are veterans, are veterans because they were so economically strapped that the only path out of their poverty was to join the military.
Yeah.
And no real, it's not like they were invested in whatever mission the United States, whatever fucking crazy
Whatever they were told to do. Yeah.
colonialist mission the United States was on. It's that they needed to get an education and they couldn't afford it. So the easiest way to do that was to join the military. They needed a way out, and that's the thing. Is so it's like it's like these are poor people that you then send into war zones.
Yep.
So it's like double fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, that's the way I look at it. You know what I mean? It's like, and I really like look like I'm very forgiving when it comes to like the concept of vets in that sense. Like, I think like it's like, dude, like this because of that exact dynamic that I just described, right? Those are like a vast majority of veterans. It's like that's the only path that they have to get to a place that they want to go. There's like we have socialism for military members.
Right. Like, oh, they'll pay for my college and I'll get a sign-on
100%.
bonus and I'll be able to, you know,
Right.
like right out of high school, I can kickstart my
Right.
life
You want
and
to
get all
criticize
this
socialism, like you criticize the military 100%. So like, what are we doing? This is sort of the weird crosstalk that happens here. You know what I mean? And it's like I don't blame anybody for identifying one of the only socialist institutions in the country and saying I want to join that because I'm fucked and this is the only way out for me.
Right.
You know what I mean? At least if you're talking about like just sort of the economic repercussions and the opportunity like paths that you are able to access by joining the military, as long as you don't die in the process,
Yeah.
is far greater than that which any other American has. That's just true.
Yep. Lunatic Libertarian. I graduated high school 3 months after turning 17, joined the military because private businesses wouldn't hire me. Yep.
Fucking making my point for me, dude. Like that's dude, like I hear you. That sucks, dude. You should have been able to get a job. You know what I mean? You shouldn't have been forced into a situation where you had to join the military in order to find a pathway out. Like that's fucked up, dude. I feel for you. Like I like 100% on your side on that. Like that's like I get it. That's real shit.
Right. But like I mean like overall you kind of get what I was getting at. I understand and I totally get all that stuff, but at the same like
No,
you know what I mean? Like
yes,
the way that you have to like
saying.
trigger people into
tokenize
caring.
them. You know,
like you have to be like, oh well, support our troops. Yes, veterans. What good? Yes. It's like, dude. It's like there are like a lot of people that like aren't veterans that are in a tough position, like in the same kind of way too. You know what I mean? And it's just like weird that like you have to say
Absolutely.
like no military stuff like, and then to make people like wake up and be like, oh, this is actually bad. Because like everyone else, it's just like, oh, you just made bad life choices and you're just a scumbag. Like, who cares? I step over you. You know what I mean? Like type deal.
Right. No,
It's
exactly. Exactly. No, I know exactly what you're saying. It's problematic on so many levels. You know what I mean? Like there's so many issues with that you have to leverage it in order to get like the crazy fascist right people to entertain the headline. You know what I mean? It's kind of clickbaity. So then you're getting into the whole problem of like, you know, sensationalization just for the, you know, to get scraps of ad revenue or donations or whatever. There's so many problems with that. You know what I mean? You're leveraging the status of veterans, you know, like as, you know, like you're reaffirming some sort of like grandiose image that people have in their minds of what a veteran is, even though like organizations like Veterans for Peace exist, where there's people that went to war and then experienced just the absolute horrors of watching their friends die in front of them.
Right.
And then realize that they didn't agree at all with the mission of what they were sent to do, and then come out and become incredible activists. Think about the amount of Vietnam War vets that were like, that came back and were like, dude, I'm fucking staunchly anti-war. And I'm so messed up because of my PTSD that all I can do is fucking sit in the woods and smoke weed all day.
Yeah.
You know, like, dude, like that sucks. And we did that to those people.
Right. Another comment said,
and you could avoid all of that if you just take those, if you de-emphasize investing into like the defense apparatus, the military apparatus, which just fuels these forever wars around the globe, and you take that money and you instead create the socialism that the veterans get, right? The service members get, and you just make that ubiquitous for all the people in the country. Why is that hard?
Right.
Like we have so many socialist programs that like work purely like they just they there is
It's
so much
corporate
evidence
subsidies. There's
it works.
plenty of money around for that, like for, giving out
Yeah.
to companies that don't need it. They
Like
said
there's a reason
also
that saying
lunatic
social
libertarian.
like got
Let
social
me.
security is the third rail of politics. You know, like it's you do that, you start fucking with a lot of fucking people, dude.
So they said, bro, I have no regrets for creating my own opportunities. And then a little bit into when you were talking, they said veterans are crazy as fuck and are not a united front. Yeah, for sure. I mean,
I
like,
know that.
obviously,
I know
like,
that.
yeah,
I'm quite aware.
that's not like a
There's no such thing as
one
a monolith.
category of, yeah, for sure. A lot of
But I
people have
mean,
different
like,
experiences. That is very.
but I mean, like if you went into the military, you were helped. Like you didn't just create all your own opportunities. If you were going to create all your opportunities, you would have been an entrepreneur that made a multi-billion-dollar business.
Right.
Right? Am I wrong? Isn't that exactly what the whole like, self-made man thing is? If you went into the military in order to create opportunities for yourself, ostensibly, you weren't really creating opportunities for yourself. You were relying on a system that clearly didn't fail you to provide you the opportunities. Isn't that how that works? Maybe I don't know. I'm open to a counterpoint, but
Yeah. Let's see here. Here, you want to? Oh, here we go. I'm not driven by money. I'm driven by skill sets.
okay, that doesn't have anything to do with what I just said. Don't change the subject to entertain what I'm actually saying to you.
Nope. Well, we can start reading this while we're waiting. More than 30,000 U.S. military veterans are homeless, according to the latest government data from an annual one-night point-in-time count. That number is down significantly in the past decade, which most experts credit to a straightforward combination of robust funding and philosophy based on offering housing without prerequisites, called housing first. Yeah, housing first. That is a good thing. Can we get that for everyone, please? We all need housing. Everyone needs a house or a place to live. You know what I mean? Like, come on. While the Trump administration has promised new housing for vets, President Trump also signed an executive order last year titled Ending Crime and Disorder on America's Streets, which leans heavily toward institutionalizing homeless people against their will. This winter, NPR obtained slides describing a proposed VA plan called Safe Harbor, which would include veterans to shift to involuntary treatment. Wow. Okay, that's wild. So they want to take them off of what? Jesus. Then in March, the VA put out a memorandum of understanding with the Justice Department about state court guardianship for veterans. Wow, that's fucking horrific shit.
So you're a ward of the state now.
Yeah, that's pretty insane.
I was just turning people into property.
I'm not a guest on the stream. You want to go deep, I can. You are making the assumption being a multimillionaire or creating a business is anything to do with opportunity or life itself. No, we're kind of saying like the opposite of that, I think.
Yeah, we are saying the opposite, actually.
And we're saying these systems are set up for the already ultra wealthy to do better.
Right.
and
Right. I'm trying to operate on the libertarian framework, right? Like that's the argument that libertarians always make is like, oh well, if you have a good you have a good plan, you have a good idea, you come up with a good business and you market it, then you will succeed because the market prevails and the market decides, and the market is what picks the winners and the losers, right? So that's the premise there.
Right.
But I do want to go back to something he said earlier. We were saying, well, no, I'm interested in skill sets, right? Well, are you an autodidact? Did you teach all those skills to yourself? Because if you didn't, then what you did was you went into a space and you learned from other people, which required sharing, right? And if you weren't paying those people directly for their knowledge, then that was a gift that they gave to you, right? That was in a sense free, right? Either that or you were all being paid by the same entity, i.e. the government, to pass the knowledge along. So the idea that that's some sort of like that's purely a self-driven thing is silly.
Yeah,
Right?
is
Like
it,
you pick up skills from other people. Like that's how that works. So like unless you're some sort of utter savant that's capable of walking through your entire military experience and learning like how to protect other people, how to engage in cover fire and do like, tactical missions and stuff like that. If you just know that intrinsically, then like you're an incredibly special human being, and I'm honored. But
so is
if
it,
that's not the case,
that any government subsidies come with strings to include veterans benefits, and then they just said, I'm not your typical libertarian.
well, no libertarian is your typical libertarian, dude.
Yeah.
Say something I haven't heard a million times before.
That's like
Like,
telling somebody
that's
you're
the
on the
trope.
left,
That's
man.
that's the
Like,
maximum trope. They're not. Nobody's a real libertarian. Everybody's the only real libertarian that ever existed. Like, say something new, dude. Cool. Like I don't. This. All right.
All skills are self-taught through failure. What?
No, that's wrong. It's just categorically wrong. Like, look, I did a lot of martial arts when I was younger, right? And one of the adages that I was told quite often is that the concept of practice makes perfect is inherently incorrect. Perfect practice makes perfect. You can't achieve a state of perfection in your craft unless you understand what the state of perfection is prior to engaging in the process to achieve the state of perfection. If you practice something the wrong way over and over and over again, all you've taught yourself to do is how to do something wrong very well. So the idea that you this is what I'm saying is this requires some sort of a priori like context that you just intrinsically know what's right all the time. That the correct way was always in your mind. You could never be wrong. You could never experience any kind of fallibility as a human being. It's not possible for you because all of the perfection, you are the Ubermensch, sir. And you simply just know you are Nietzsche's state of perfection incarnate. Right? Like that's the implication here. What are you talking about? You had to learn what the correct thing was and then practice it. And like another person explained to you what the perfect thing to do was. So you didn't do that on your own. You needed help.
Yeah,
that's how that works.
There's no such thing as perfect. Yeah, no, that's just like a silly premise to begin with. Like you like, okay, let's start really simple. When you're born,
okay, you want me to change
the
word if you're going to be semantic about it. Like, cool, we can switch the word perfect for excellent.
Yeah.
Like, does that change the dynamic for you, dude? Like what?
Yeah. Like, just like things like learning speech as like a fucking child. Like you have to be taught that. You don't just like inherently learn it. Like I don't know what you like.
Dude, that's actually a fantastic example. So let me understand this. I just intrinsically know how to speak Chinese. Right?
Yeah.
Because it's already there. It's already in my mind. I'm perfect, right? Nobody has to teach me anything. I just learned that myself. I don't have to go on like Duolingo or Babbel or whatever and take language lessons. I don't have to go to college and study Chinese in order to learn it. Like I don't have to extract that knowledge from somewhere else. And if I was born, like conversely, born into an like English speaking culture, the reason that I was able to learn English is because I was surrounded by people that spoke English. And they did that for free for me. Like,
all right, we got a couple.
What are we talking
this
about,
is actually
bro?
laughable. Sure. ... I'm not asking to do anything. We're not asking you to. What?
Dude,
We're just having a
you're not
conversation here,
so
man.
your response is sure, man. Like, okay, so what's your argument? You know what I mean? Like come on, like you want to get into this discussion, let's have this discussion. You have to, if you want to just like dismiss the argument, then you're basically admitting that I'm correct, which is fine. You know what I mean? Like we can do that too. But if you actually have a substantive counter to what I'm saying, then please provide it. I'm sat for it, dude. I'm having so much fun. This is great. Kyle and I can just we can dismiss our segments. I'm out in 30 minutes anyways. So like you got 32 minutes to give this to me, bro. Let's go.
Got to prove it in 32. We're doing it.
That's how it works.
So while the Trump administration has promised, oh, I already did that one, didn't I? Safe harbor thing. Yeah, that's so fucked. What the fuck are you talking about? You're taking a singular statement and conflating it, apparently.
You said sure. You said sure. Like you clearly disagree with me, right? But you're not articulating your disagreement in a way that will push the conversation forward in a meaningful manner. So if you feel like you have something to teach me, if you feel like I have something to learn in this scenario, then the responsibility is incumbent upon you to be able to adequately articulate that in a way that I understand. And if you're not capable of doing that, then what you're doing is you're acknowledging that you're not able to articulate that, and then you try to dismiss me outright by just saying, sure, bud. Like that's ask anybody in a debate club if sure, bud means you win the argument.
Well, nothing.
Anyways,
yet.
Next segment.
Anyways, yeah, that's locking up people for being homeless bad, I think, is the overall thing there. But it's okay.
The funny part is I'm on this guy's side. Like I don't think he realizes that like I support him. You know what I mean? Like I want him to do well. I want him to have a prosperous, healthy life where he has a home and a livelihood and food and comfort and enjoys his life until the end of his days.
Right.
You know?
I just want people to have a good life while being able to choose what they do without having to be coerced in some like extreme sort of way, like literally.
Fucking A.
But you know, here we go with some more fun stuff from the Trump admin. New Justice Department memo questions decades of protections for people with disabilities. They said, I'm not trying to win any arguments. All right. Well, that's fine.
Then we'll leave it at that.
There we go. But apparently this is Stephen Miller's doing. So, yeah.
The big surprise there.
Yeah, big surprise.
So
this guy's so wonderful, I can't believe it. The guy behind the push for the mass deportation? No, what? I thought he was a stand-up guy. What the fuck?
Police Justice Department memo questions decades of protections for Americans with disabilities. It's the latest effort by the Trump administration to shift long-standing practices for the disability community. Ali Rogan has more on potentially landmark changes.
Nick, the new memo is one of several attempts to change services and policies dedicated to people with disabilities. The DOJ says states aren't required to provide home and community-based services that have long kept disabled Americans out of institutions if they would benefit from these other services. And as the administration seeks to shutter the Department of Education, it's moving key responsibilities to agencies which disability advocates say are less equipped to handle them.
Okay, so it's just basically put everyone in the camps. Put them all in. Put all of them.
Yes.
That's what I'm hearing.
Solutions.
Right.
Solutions to problems.
Modern problems require 100 and something year old solutions.
How else better to serve Peter Thiel's AI overlord?
Right. Well, you know what we could do is give all these veterans and disabled people like numbers, give them a rating. You know, like this is literally the shit that
Right.
these people walk around and be like the fucking how the right wing was like, we're so canceled. Let me wear this Star of David on my fucking arm. Like, look how canceled I am for saying some heinous shit. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah.
Like this is like the actual like thing that they're doing right now. If you're listening, you know, the fucking like, oh, let me fucking put a number and a rating to all these fucking people that dissent against what I have to say. Let me fucking put these fucking people that can't afford a place to live in a fucking like in camps, and you know, that's wonderful, right? People that can't work.
What was that? You know, I could have sworn the Soviets had a word for that. Gulag. I'm pretty sure that was the word, gulag.
Right.
Right. Cool.
But it just seems like they want to concentrate a certain population into some camps here. Is what it would sound
like a camp or something, right?
Right.
Yeah. Totally.
For perspective on what these actions mean for the disability community, I'm joined by Maria Town. She's president and
Nothing good, I'll tell you that.
CEO of the American Association of People with Disabilities. Maria, you are on the move today. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak.
And I just gotta say, there's already so many fucking limitations put on people to get any sort of like disability benefits to begin with. It's insane. Like, and then so
right, and that, I mean, that to loop us back around to the whole means testing thing, right? Like if you're disabled, right?
Exactly.
And you go on disability, just like Social Security, if you make more than a certain amount of money as a disabled person, they will cut that out of your disability benefits.
Yep.
So, you know, make sure to keep disabled people poor. That's the goal there.
It's ridiculous.
Speak with us. I first want to ask about this DOJ memo, which really provides a new interpretation of these existing laws and a Supreme Court decision that reaffirmed what we have understood to this point to be the rights afforded to people with disabilities. Can you just walk us through what those existing statutes are?
So in the Americans with Disabilities Act, which turns 36 next month, there is an integration mandate, and the Olmstead
just like listen to the wording of this too. It's so fucking wild when people act like there's no discrimination for like people out there. You know what I mean? Like integration. Like fucking 36 years ago, we decided to start giving a shit about people who are disabled. Like that's wonderful.
You're literally talking about different levels of rights for different classes of people.
Yeah, this is all civil rights shit. Fucking the trans bills for the bathrooms and shit. That's civil rights. People act like that, like, oh yeah, Martin Luther King had a dream and everyone said like, yeah, that's a good idea and that's the end of it. But like, no, the fight rages on. I mean, people fucking refuse to acknowledge that. And I fucking hate it.
Decision is a Supreme Court decision that turns 27 years old today, that affirmed the integration mandate in the Americans with Disabilities Act. The Olmstead decision stated that people with disabilities had to be served in the most integrated setting whenever possible. What this means in practice is that states cannot forcibly institutionalize people with disabilities, whether that be in nursing homes, state psychiatric facilities, or in other institutional settings. And so this memo from the Department of Justice, which says that Olmstead is not enforceable, completely goes against all previous legal precedent. And it also goes against the will of Congress and the will of the Supreme Court.
So this is just them trying to do some illegal shit.
Yeah. Just reinterpret the law to fit whatever definition you feel like you want to have, even if it's completely in contravention of all precedent that existed prior to it. But that's like super on brand for
that's the power we give the judges in this country.
Structure of judges and courts but you know, that just be in case anybody forgot, the U.S. judicial system is broken.
Yeah, absolutely zero checks and balances.
And we've got Yeah, we got ample evidence to prove that statement. I don't need to necessarily pull a million different examples out of my fucking ass for that.
Yeah, and there
There's this
there'd be
cool thing
cases
called Google that
people,
you can use.
and there's plenty of things that like both like the right and the left can like agree on with that too. Like there's so many
Yeah.
examples.
Ask your favorite AI chatbot what they think.
Right.
You ask your preferred LLM, and I'm quite certain even
Like give me some bipartisan examples.
Mecha Hitler will be able to verify that claim for you.
Right.
So if states no longer feel obligated because of this DOJ legal opinion, which we should mention is not a law, but
First of all, like why the fuck is this a DOJ memo? Like Department of Justice? Like why the fuck are they dealing with like civil rights like decisions right now? Like do they have any
Because
authority
they
in
already
such
got
like
everything they
matters?
wanted out of the big beautiful bill, dude. They already their legislative agenda was complete. Like in
Right.
terms of like the
That thing was
economic
Project
repercussions, like they got
2025.
everything they wanted, and then like a nice buttery lobster and a nice juicy steak to go with it last year.
Right.
So the only thing left for them to do is just like do destruction of civil rights pet projects.
Yeah.
That's and fucking paint the bottom of the reflecting pool to generate algae.
Right. After you drive over it
This
with a
is what we've
motorcade.
got left.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Genius.
Yeah.
Why is there a big crack down the middle when my fucking 10-ton vehicle and like 20 others drove over the middle of it? I wonder. Oh,
Right.
no idea.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
could have far-reaching implications anyway. If states don't feel obligated to provide these services to people who would benefit from them rather than go into an institution, what does that mean for the people who rely on home and community-based services?
This means that people's ability to live in their homes and in their communities and with their families and friends that they love is in jeopardy. If states decide not to follow decades of legal precedent and existing civil rights, it means that people with disabilities may be forced into institutions instead of being provided with services that allow them to thrive in their communities.
And this could open up all of these states to class action lawsuits as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that's insane. Like that's literally
wasting more tax dollars.
Yeah. Instead of just like providing like the fucking meager amount of like any sort of benefits to people with disabilities, they would rather fight in court and like have to pay out millions, like when the cost would be a fraction of like whatever a payout would be. And then the payout wouldn't help anyone either.
Right, and
it'd be like, here's your buck.
Look at all these tax dollars that got wasted, and you know, taxes are bad because we're wasting all this money, and it's like, well, yeah, it's because of all this litigation that was brought about because you decided to not enforce a legal precedent that existed for decades, and so therefore, you know, this is how you destroy everything that you've got is
right
by being stupid and feeling like you're personally being attacked by some big evil ugly system that you don't understand. Because being stupid and selfish is clearly the best way to find the you know, equality and fairness for all people so that they can live dignified lives, even those of disabled people or trans people. But they don't really exist or they don't count as far as these people are concerned. So, you know, it's like they're subhuman and you just throw them in a camp and you use them as slaves and it's fine, right? Just, you know, let's just go back.
Right.
It may also mean that people's health suffers. And in the worst case scenario, it means people will die. We know that people with disabilities and older adults have better outcomes and live longer lives when they are served in the community and not in institutions. So this could have extremely dire consequences for many people.
Dude, like I've worked in a nursing home before. Like when somebody gets disabled and their family puts them in there, it's fucking not good. Like, would you want to live in a fucking nursing home around a bunch of like old ass people? And like,
no, that reduces
setting?
your lifespan.
Like, are you kidding me? Like, that's insane. Like, who would fucking want that? Like, what? But again, I guess that's more of that toxic empathy we're feeling right now. Is like actually giving a shit
Right.
about
God,
other
this is
human
such a
beings'
tasty
life
self-licking
quality.
ice cream cone.
People and their families across the country.
Separately, Maria, the administration is taking steps to move oversight of special education from the Department of Education to HHS. Here is what Education Secretary Linda McMahon said recently about these changes. Quote, by closely partnering with HHS, we will align federal services to improve academic outcomes, strengthen access to programs and information.
Yeah, that's definitely what we need. We need fucking Kennedy in charge of schooling. Like, what? What?
What?
And
No, dude,
support people with
that's Vince McMahon's wife.
Yeah, but she said they're gonna put it onto HHS.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, because he's
doing
God.
such a great job. Give him more tasks, right? Give that department more shit to do. That's great.
disabilities so
Well,
they
he
can
goes and
gain self
bathes in a polluted river.
Yeah. Like, I'm just gonna be over here bathing in the sewage with my children. Don't mind me.
sufficiency, life tools, and meaningful employment that they need to succeed in their lives. How does your group see it?
This move basically re-medicalizes the education of students with disabilities. Putting special education in education asserts that students with disabilities have a chance at mainstream curriculum, at developing critical thinking skills, and in participating in the mainstream classrooms with their non-disabled peers. We see this as a
It's fucking they're bringing back segregation. They want segregation,
Yes.
and they want people fucking just locked away from the general public that they don't want to fucking look at. It's basically what this
Yeah, it's
all this shit is.
either assimilate or we'll put you in a box.
Yep. That's pretty much what these past two things are here.
Smack him with a paddle and say be normal. That's totally
Right.
gonna work. Dude, you got something fun. We got 15 minutes left and I can't.
guess.
This is depressing.
All right, let's do it. Let's do a follow up. Let's see here.
It's very
Let's see what is this? Some reflecting pool stuff.
years, and this will last for at least 50 years, and you'll never have a leak. It's very strong. You couldn't, if you had a knife. I don't want to give anybody ideas. If you had a knife, you can't even cut it. So strong, so powerful. It's like power.
Just literally giving himself the idea to like fucking make this up later.
Powerful rubber.
Are the contractors who did the initial work with the reflecting pool, are they to blame for the current condition, or is it
No,
the
no,
vandals?
we had vandalism. No, vandals.
No,
You know, we have 100, and we have I think 290, 300-foot slit right through it. Probably a box cutter or a knife of some kind. 50 years, and this.
Don't want to give anyone ideas, but I think a box cutter or a knife, you wouldn't be able to cut down the middle of it. Tell you what. Like, wait, what? What?
Dude.
Now there's a fence going around this?
You can't. Hold on a second, bro, because we can't have this conversation without at least showing the picture of the guy who fucking got hired to do
Oh
the
my
the
God, you're right.
reflecting pool. I just sent you the
fuck.
link.
Yeah.
I just sent you the link.
Is that Mr. Greenwater himself? Is that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Take a look at this fine specimen of a man right here. Oh yeah. Dude.
What an aesthetic, dude.
This
What
is-
an aesthetic.
this
He
is like
looks like a 1920s villain.
This is a fucking like a Batman villain that like got taken out by the Joker in the 1989 fucking Batman movie. like I'm taking over this town, fellas. Like fucking
Oh my God, dude.
like what is this? Like how is this real? How is this
That's the
person
guy.
real?
Totally looks like he's trustworthy.
Yeah.
Totally looks like he would be able to
For
create
sure.
an impenetrable coating on the reflecting pool that you couldn't
This looks
cut
like
with a knife.
This looks like Paul Bearer's fucking, brother or something. What is this? Should be coming out with the fucking Undertaker.
Oh
Fucking
God,
wild.
he's got that like shoe polish hair,
Yeah,
like
literally.
aesthetic. You know, just like
Oh
it's
man.
like he's not the best part though is like I mean that is. He reminds me of that guy from Monty Python and the Meaning of Life, the super fat guy who's just vomiting everywhere. He like keep bringing him tons of food and he just fucking throws up all over the fucking table. It's like literally one of the most disgusting things. The best part about that photo though is like you can tell the best part about the actual photo of him though is that like if you scroll up you can look at his hair color, which is just like again like I said, shoe polish black.
Oh yeah.
But like his eyebrows, look at his fucking eyebrows.
Yeah.
Like bro missed.
Whoopsie.
Like dude, I think you missed a spot.
No. This woman's here for his personality. He's a real charmer, this one.
Yeah, totally.
I'm sorry, these are great. What is this? Corporate fat cat from a Disturbed music video. Ah, get out of here, Disturbed. We don't like you around these parts no more. Good stuff.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Oh God, the aesthetic is immaculate.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say also like, I actually pulled a thing. I was like, oh my God, WMUR did a journalism. But then I scrolled down,
really?
And I was like, wait, no, they didn't.
And,
AP did.
Stuff like that, bro.
Yeah. I was like, oh, but they published it. They republished it, though. Like, I saw this on social media. I was like, holy shit. They actually had the balls to, like, put this out there? That's fucking, shit is fucking changing. Like, the public opinion is finally getting to these fucking people. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, dude.
That's not even opinion. It's the fucking facts. The facts are there, dude.
Yeah,
like,
I
you
mean,
can't
like,
change it.
I mean, like, what did you expect when you've got, like, years of people, like, live streaming a genocide on fucking TikTok?
Literally.
Like, what did you think was going to happen, dude? Like, like at a certain point, people see the footage and they're like, "Oh, gee, that's like pretty fucked up."
Yeah,
and it kind of doesn't matter what like your political persuasion is. You see that and you're like, "Yeah, that's objectively a fucked up thing to do."
Right. Like
And
even Tucker Carlson is out there making the fucking case. He's like, "Wow, this is kind of messed up."
Yeah, I don't trust that
for different
but,
reasons,
like,
but you know, there's
yeah. Well, he's because he's a fucking anti-Semite, but like.
But unfortunately, he does have some good fucking moments, like with the Mike Huckabee thing. Like, I don't know what the fuck he was thinking going on his show, thinking he was gonna get a softball or something. Did you see that?
Yeah, look, like I'll take the wins with Tucker Carlson where I absolutely saw it. I'll take the wins with Tucker Carlson where I can, but like,
fuck the rest of his opinions.
Don't ever forget how much of a snake that fucking guy is.
Oh, hell no.
What I mean, like, just because, like, you know, it's
and
like,
that's why he's so dangerous. Because
exactly, dude. Like, dude, Tucker Carlson scares me the most, honestly, dude.
Like him running for president,
dude. Tucker Carlson scares the fucking pants off me, dude. That guy's terrifying.
Like, yeah,
because
he would be
just,
a
like,
fucking tough to beat. I feel like if he ran, like, and that would be fucking so bad if like Democrats put up a fucking like nothing candidate versus him, dude. We'd be fucked.
100%, and I would fully expect it. You know what I mean? Like, I fully expect. You know what I mean? Like the amount of work that would need to go into like articulating why Tucker Carlson is so dangerous. Like the problem is you have to have like a serious degree of media literacy to understand why he's fucked up. And that's exactly what's been like vacuous for so much of the population. So the precise toolkit that you need to understand why he's dangerous no longer exists for a vast majority of Americans. And that's the part that really terrifies me because he is like so much better at communicating than somebody like Trump, Stephen Miller, or Marco Rubio, or JD Vance, or like run down the list, dude. Like And this is why I tell people, I'm like, yeah, Donald Trump doesn't actually like, I don't really spend a lot of time thinking about Donald Trump. You know what I mean? I think about all the other people that exist around him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think about like that,
It's
like that's where my concern actually
right.
lies.
Because
Because
people have been
those people are so
reporting
much
like
more talented than he is.
it's the last person that's in the room with him that convinces him of like an idea that that's what gets stuck in his head. Like
Right.
you've
Like,
even seen this happen to people he doesn't fucking agree with, like fucking Mom Donnie, dude. Like he went in there and he's like, oh, actually, he tells me about this thing, affordability, and we're the best at affordability, and it's like, oh,
Like, honestly, dude, my attitude is kind of like, look, if we were ever gonna get a fascist, like we were gifted with Trump. Like that was a gift because of how easy it is to just pick him apart.
right.
You know what I mean? Like that's
It's like, oh,
like
there's another
in
thing.
that sense, I like Trump. Like, I mean, that's gonna sound like a crazy fucking thing to say, but I actually like Trump because he's so good at demonstrating exactly what the problem. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like you don't have to sieve through layers and layers of insanity and psychopathy to explain why it's wrong. You know what I mean? Like it's just like nakedly apparent.
Yeah.
So it makes it easier for
Well,
like
some.
organizations like DSA to mobilize against him. It makes it easier for anybody to like just like exemplify why this particular strain of like operation. I don't want to say ideology because I don't think Trump is particularly ideological. I don't think that's what he operates on. I think he hires people that operate ideologically. But because they've attached their names to him, it makes them more comical. And that's why in my like in my view, like Trump is kind of like the like in like kind of the best case scenario, like because it just makes it so it makes it so much easier to
Well, that and the
provide
fact
a
that
counter argument from like a socialist perspective, and it's
right.
especially when the Democrats are so fucking useless,
Yeah.
right? Like
And
it
at
makes
this
it
point,
like
he has no
the
filter.
ground is so fertile.
The dude has no
Right.
fucking filter anymore. He's fucking losing it. He's losing his fucking mind. I think I do buy into that whole like fucking early dementia thing because there's been actually a lot of fucking evidence for that. I feel like I've seen doctors talk about that. His family history is that that's what happened to his dad, but the old and everything. So
Right.
I mean, yeah, I think his filter
Yeah,
is
I mean,
fucking
look,
slipping
like
completely, and he's just fucking like whatever happens is gonna be the people around him are telling him to do basically, except for like stupid shit that
100%. And look, like
his brain fixates on, like ballroom.
and I'm not a medical professional, you know what I mean? Like to me it's mostly just like it's like okay, like I'm making some sort of analysis off of it. And most of the time my attitude is I'm like, look, like analyzing like Trump's insane optics is like sort of a waste of time when you've got so many people that are like facing poverty, facing homelessness, facing like societal exclusion. Like
Yeah.
it's just like it doesn't feel like a good use of time mostly to talk about like the status of Trump's health. It's entertaining.
Yeah.
For sure. And it's not like I don't consume the content or I'm not aware of it. I try to be. But as far as like, you know, like to me it falls right back into like sort of like optics and sort of like tangentially related to like woke identity type culture that
Yeah, I'll leave
liberals
that to
love to harp on because it's
Jennifer
like
Welch.
the more time you spend talking about like Trump's health, you know what I mean? Like
right.
the less time you spend talking about like how fucked over workers are. You know what I mean? Like it's like that's a finite resource. You know what I mean? And I value time more than I value.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like in a sense, money is unlimited in that I can always go out and get more of it. But like the amount of time I have on this planet is most certainly numbered.
For sure.
and if that's the case, then I don't want to misuse that time that I have. I think that's the general approach that I take to it. And I mean, like, you look like if other people, you know, like you want to bring medical professionals in, you want to diagnose, great. Like I think it's utterly hilarious the reporting the drop site did on the Iran negotiations.
Oh
where,
yeah.
where
They're like, yeah,
Iran
bring in
was
a
like,
psychologist. It's Like, you would think they would do that for every fucking meeting
exactly.
for that type of thing, wouldn't you?
And it
Like, try to
fucking-
figure out their psychology of the person you're
clean
negotiating with.
house.
Isn't that a standard? Shouldn't that be
Yeah.
standard? Like, what?
Yeah, like that's look, like that's a super good use of that. You know what I mean? That's a very, very tactically wise and astute, savvy way to leverage that particular discussion. And I'm far more interested in outcomes and
Right.
and action. But it is like pontificating like, oh, like who's gonna make their poly market bet on when Trump dies? Care, dude. Like,
Yeah. Well, I got one more quick fun one we can do.
yeah, we can do it if it's fast. I don't want.
I just thought it would be it'd be a funny little contrast here. Remember when speaking of Tucker Carlson, like remember when
fucking
pundits
go.
like him and shit used to be like, the leftists want you to eat bugs. Johnny
Dude,
Kimball,
I'll
Carter,
do a
sorry I'm
fucking Pepsi
dumb.
challenge
Like
with
what? What did you do?
Pop one in front of me, blind taste test. Let's see how it goes, dude. If I like the bugs, then I'll eat the bugs.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to deal with it somewhere at some point, and ultimately, like, look, like there are a lot of cultures on the planet that do eat insects.
Oh, I see. Oh, sorry.
Like,
I was just looking
like
at
as a delicacy.
I was looking at the chat, and they said Kyle, yes, they're not good at being fastest, and then they said Carter. I'm sorry, but for some reason only the Carter sorry came up, and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Carter, sorry. Wait, what
It
was
was the
original comment?
the first message was like, yes, they're not good at being fascist when you were talking about that, and then like the only one that I saw come up
yeah.
was like Carter, sorry, I'm dumb. I'm like, what? Who?
Oh no, it's okay. No. There, I think it was just somebody
Yeah.
agreeing with my analysis.
Yeah. No, I just like because only the
Appreciate you.
second message came up, and I was like, what the fuck does that mean? What did you? But yeah, this is
No,
great.
No, they're bad at being fascist, so it's funny.
Fucking Fox News though. They were covering this in a positive way because we have fucking RFK as the fucking health guy now. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's
That outperforms cereal snacks.
yeah.
Yeah, no, but like I was saying, like there's a lot of like bug dishes that exist in global cultures
Right.
that are very much so delicacies within the culture that they exist in. Like we're the fucked up ones that we don't mess around with it.
We
Look,
we
like if
do.
you're
We
like
eat bugs all the time.
if you're
Like, where do you
autistic
think
and you
all
have like
these
a
dyes come
texture
from?
problem with it, yeah, like if you genuinely have like texture problems with food, right? Or there's like some sort of mental block, like I get it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna fucking force you. You know what I mean? Like it's fine. You know, like I would probably eat whatever gruel they were, you know, it's a second Matrix reference of the night, but if I would probably eat whatever gruel that they were feeding in the fucking on the Nebuchadnezzar.
The fucking oatmeal.
You know,
fucking
I'd give it a
slop.
shot. Fuck,
Yeah.
I'm open to new things.
So here's their study.
Okay.
38 adults who had never tried insect-based foods before participated in the study. They tasted both an insect protein bar and a cereal bar, while the researchers measured their physiological responses. I wonder what cereal bars though they were saying. Like, was it those ones with the cream in the middle? Because those are fucking dank. And I don't know, man. That would blow my mind, man. The findings were presented at the Society for the Study of Ingestive Behaviors annual meeting. I was unaware of such a society.
I'm glad it exists.
Yeah, the
Let's
Society
go.
for the Study of Ingestive Behavior. The researchers expected participants to have low awareness of insect-based foods, prefer the cereal bar, and show stronger physiological reactions to the insect-based product. A news release of the study noted. Instead, the findings revealed that people were often more curious and receptive than expected. They're like, yeah, why not? Let me check it out. Where was this taken? Some lib city like fucking Portland? What kind of study is this? No. Some of the participants were made aware of which bar they were eating, while others were told they were eating a cereal bar when it actually contained insects. Oh, that's fucked up. Did they sign up for that? You're like,
That's a little cooked.
by the
Yeah,
way, we might
I'm sure
be.
they did sign up for it.
It's like, by the way, we don't have to tell
I'm
you.
sure yeah.
We can lie to you about what you're about to eat. By the way, sign here. Thank you.
I am dead ass certain that they signed a waiver saying that they would be accepting, not necessarily being told all the details.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, eat this. What is it? You'll find out later.
You'll find out after the study is over.
Yeah. Yeah, physiological measurements showed that participants became more attentive and engaged when consuming the insect-based bars. Participants' heart rates also increased during the tasting session. I'm sorry, I'm going Tucker Carlson with the voice there. Indicating heightened arousal and attentiveness. The response was present even when participants didn't know that they were consuming an insect-based product. Americans should eat more of these invasive animals, experts say. Okay, that's a different article. Okay. Most participants said they prefer the insect bar over the cereal bar, the researchers found. They also determined that curiosity and attention may outweigh initial disgust towards insect-based foods. So people are just like, yeah, like, might as well try it. Why not?
Let's fucking go, dude. Solve the food crisis.
Right? The findings aligned, especially if
dude, I'll give it a shot.
Especially if it's like not like if it doesn't look like it's a fucking bug, it's just some ground up shit that's like in a fucking cereal bar.
It is that if it's got some degree of like processing to, I mean, it's weird to say, like, be weird to advocate for processing.
Yeah,
but very
not all
strange
processing is
moment in my
bad.
life.
It's just when you inject it with shitty
weird,
ingredients.
Weird moment in my life to be saying that. But like, if you look, if you're not like, here, eat this whole beetle, legs and all, like it's like I don't have that like mental dissonance. You know what I mean? I'm like I'm like a few steps removed from
Like, turn that shit into a patty. We'll eat it.
State.
We got impossible all types of foods like that are just made to look like other
Go to
foods.
the
Who
gym,
gives a
I'm
fuck?
trying to protein max. You want to hit me up with fucking bug proteins? Let's go, dude. If that shit
Right.
hits, it hits.
Fucking go. We're going to have to be creative to make sure people are fed and nourished in the 21st century, and this study suggests we may be more curious and willing to try new things. Picky fucking
Shocking.
Americans are willing. Wow, look at that. I don't think that's a
weird
correct
picture, though.
representation
That's a
of
fucking
the
weird picture.
study.
Don't do that.
Don't
And
do
flashbacks
Please
to watching
don't.
Spawn when the fucking weird little clown guy pulls the maggot covered teeth
Yeah.
out and takes a giant bite. You're just like,
Or the fucking Lost
No,
Boys
thank
or
you.
something. Like, you're eating maggots, Michael.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, exactly. God, Lost Boys is a great movie. I gotta watch that again sometime.
Right.
It deserves a rewatch.
Yeah, the edible insect market is expanding, according to Fortune Business Insights, which estimate the global market will grow from 1.73 billion to in 2025 to 13.23 billion in by 2034. That's like a wide projection margin there to just throw out there.
That's an interesting project.
Right, driven by growing interest in sustainable nutrition, resource efficiency, and diversified protein sources. So is this all about the protein thing that they're pushing now? Is that all?
Brother, if it helps me meet that PR and work on my fucking gains, then let's go.
Look at this one too. Like, what is this? That's not what they were eating either. I wish
No,
like these
no,
places.
This is all sensationalist bullshit.
I wish these places would like.
This is meant to trigger you. This is coming from Fox
Yeah.
News. This is meant to trigger you. This is meant
This
to
is
make
44
you think that
seconds. I think
communists
this
are
is-
trying to even though it's positive coverage, they're still trying to make you, whatever.
Yeah, like this is for the non-readers of Fox that just click on it and be like, headline, ew, pictures, ew, yucky.
Like I said, the Americans can't read and they can't listen, so you have to show them the picture.
But it's in big bold text. You can read that, but just don't look at the rest of it. It's so funny because they're covering it as a positive. Like if you read the whole thing,
I
they're
know,
like,
I
yeah,
know, it's
this
wild.
it's like one of the most objective like Fox articles I've read. Like
The duality of media.
It's so funny.
So fun.
I think this is a clip from there, but if it's not, then let's find out. It's 44
Researchers
seconds.
say bug-based foods could win over skeptics with a single taste. In a study, adults who had never tried insect-based foods sampled an insect protein bar and
I hope that's AI, not a real
That's
person's.
AI voice, dog.
Okay, I
That's
was gonna
AI
say,
voice.
I
That's
hope that's not a
100%
real
AI
person's
voice.
voice. That's wild if it is.
Yeah, I don't know. This is
But
just
this is
saying what we
Fox
already
News. Why the
covered.
fuck?
I think we're good.
Why the fuck is Fox
I think we're good.
using AI voices in their shit? Like, what? You don't have enough money to pay someone to do a voiceover for 44 seconds?
No, they don't.
Like what?
Dude, nickel and dime 'em,
Fox
baby,
News
nickel and dime 'em.
fucking hurting, dude. They're so poor.
love it.
Poor little Fox News over there.
Yeah, right.
This is like the
Awesome.
the OG one as well, not like Fox affiliate Channel 9 or some shit like you know,
No,
like
this is
what
the
fuck?
this is the name
This
brand
is
Fox
the
News.
Fox, bro. Damn.
Getting you ready for the apocalypse, dog.
Yep.
Sweet.
Yeah, I think that's about it for this week.
That
no, I
done
said
did
I was
it.
going to try to do another episode during the week last week. Didn't really work out. Maybe I'll try again this week. I guess you'll have to tune in to find out.
Good luck, man.
Make sure you're subscribed and all
I got
that,
a new
you know?
yeah. And I got a new interview dropping over on Locally Sourced tomorrow. So y'all make
Hell
sure
yeah.
to tune in and check that shit out. It's a really good one. It's a really, really good one. I was super excited to get it lined up, and a lot of solid information. I learned things.
Hell yeah. You know that's
Always,
it's going to be
it's
good
always
when
good
when
to
Carter
interview
learns
somebody
something.
and learn some
'Cause
shit.
he knows everything already.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah, I
known
know.
he has known since birth. You
Don't
merely
put that shit on me,
adopted the
dog.
darkness.
Weekly reminder that I can still be 100% a dumbass. if people are fallible. So
Yeah. No, that's what this show is. Just your weekly reminder. Just
make sure to like and subscribe, everybody.
like and subscribe. Do all that. Check out the interview tomorrow on Locally Sourced, not here. Over there. Go check it out.
Got to do it.
God damn it. All right, I think that's it. Yeah, tune in next week, but
Probably, dude.
check out the interview tomorrow. Do all that. Yep, have fun. Bye. Catch you guys later. And end. Whoop, we did it.